Up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane!
It's Superman. You're mad.
Thank goodness for that, because if I wasn't, this would probably never work.
Hey, it's Sam Jones, Flash Gordon. I'm a big fan of the nerdery, so you better be tuning in. That's right.
Time and just, like, leave it that way.
That's
Like,
funny.
I didn't
Welcome
even
back to the
example.
nerdery. I'm JD, and you can't see me.
I'm Ricky.
Patty.
Tanya.
That's it.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah.
That's
And
all we
Tanya.
got today, folks.
Right.
We're missing a few people, so. But as always, we are brought to you by Captain Jack's Elixirs, 322 East Texas Avenue, Baytown, Texas 77520. Phone number 281-837-3543. Call usually around lunchtime when Patty's there.
No.
And All Star Comics and Games, 6916 Garth Road, Baytown, Texas 77520. Phone number 281-839-7127.
This thing's gonna die.
Uh-oh.
No, don't die.
It's gonna die loudly.
Yes.
Not a quiet, peaceful death.
Why do you have a balloon?
Wait, yeah, I was about to say I had to
That
get
was
the
a balloon, not a
audience out of
gunshot.
suspense,
Right.
so nobody thought you were holding like a baby kitten or some shit. Like this thing's gotta die.
Small child.
No, it was a puppy.
Oh my god.
Little floppy ears,
Hear what he
puppy
did to
with
that
big
puppy's
paws.
head? No animals were harmed during the making of this video.
I know. Back off, PETA.
Oh
Seriously,
my god.
we're
So,
good.
yeah?
Yeah. What's everybody got?
What you got?
I know that's what you were thinking.
Uh-huh.
I went all up in there. Okay, so I borrowed this from Patty. This is Suicide Girls Must Die,
Yeah.
which is a, and by the way, first of its kind reality horror film.
Yeah.
Reality horror film.
Bitches
which
didn't know they were in it.
They didn't know they
Horror
were in
film.
the film. Yeah. They didn't know they were in a horror film. They just thought they were going to get naked and take pictures. Like most women do.
That's awesome.
And I'm also reviewing Spaced, the complete series. If you don't already know, this is where Simon Pegg and Nick Frost got their start. The BBC show. It's the bomb. Go ahead.
I'm chewing.
Okay, well, I would go next, but I don't have shit.
Okay.
It's
I think I
okay.
will.
I'm just here to hang out because there were a lot of empty chairs today, so.
So I got a stack today.
You do. You did enough for both of us. Good job.
I
Patty.
have.
Where's your notes?
No notes.
All right.
I'm going no notes and a big stack of books. Be proud.
Professional.
Right?
Or the opposite, however you want to look at it.
I have Doll-Faced Tales of the Ball-Jointed Witch Hunter, supersized first issue.
Oh, it is thick.
By Mendoza, which also makes Zombie Tramp, who is also in this book.
Nice.
Very exciting. Grim Tales of Terror 2016 Holiday Special. I know I'm a little late, but you know.
That's
Still
okay.
counts. Postal Never 17. Alright. DC Universe Rebirth. Harley Quinn Joker Loves Harley 12.
Aw.
It's cute. Hillbilly. I reviewed the first one like a couple weeks ago. Number 2, 3, and 4.
Hillbilly.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to go through your stack?
Patty, I have a book that I'm going to let you borrow.
Yeah.
It's only a 4-issue series, but I think you're going to love it. It's called
Yeah.
Big Man Plans. Jimmy and I both reviewed it well over
Yeah.
a year ago, back in the dawning days of the nerdery. But I'd love to know what you think about that.
Alright, I'll read it. You just gotta give it to me.
Yeah. I'm going to go through your stack.
Alright.
So the Prez will be reviewing Justice League versus Suicide Squad number 5, Superman number 15, which looks badass, Green Lanterns number 15, The Ray number 1, Postal number 17,
Yes, yes. Twinsies.
Twinsies, and He-Man Thundercats number 4 of 6. Also looks badass.
Yes.
There you go. Thank you.
This is weird. I can't watch our thing.
Can't watch our thing?
I always watch our thing.
What thing?
The video.
If Tanya got her iPad.
I don't know where it is.
Is it still in the couch?
I haven't seen it in a couple of weeks.
Are you sure it's not still in the couch?
I'm fairly certain.
Was it in the couch?
Yes, it was.
And like y'all knew and like secretly didn't
Yeah,
tell
it
me,
was
so
on
I
the
could
couch,
just spend
like-
2 weeks wondering why the fuck I can't work on my phone. Because that would be funny. It's probably in the couch.
It
full.
You did not
off.
sound. You didn't even somewhat sound the way you should
If
have
it's
said
under
with that
there, I
statement.
swear to God.
You did like, hey, that's the arm. So, man,
Sucker. You're horrible.
It's been in there for a week.
It's only been a week.
It's
Does it have a
sad
charge?
day. It was probably in there a week before you found it in there. Or did you put it
No,
in there? Like you intentionally hid it from me.
It was making noise in the middle of the show.
So he muffled it.
that's right. I think
I
he
get
went.
for missing a show.
I want to say
It's
he
probably
went.
dead now.
Oh my
Well,
God.
don't talk like that. Have some hope.
Dude, like, did you turn it off?
How's that?
I don't know.
Yeah, so that's not gonna work now.
Aw.
Good job, babe.
Oh yeah, because it's my fault.
Hey, at least I told you where it was.
Yeah, at least Patty's got my bag.
Mm-hmm.
Could have texted me, be like, bitch, where's my iPad?
Yeah.
I'd be like, I actually know.
I generally don't just like text everyone I know when I lose my iPad. I just go off.
Patty would be like, you know
Guess we'll
that
find out
thing
one of these days.
on your couch? What, the iPad? Yeah, it's fucking there. Just look. just open
look.
your eyes. Like Harold and Kumar, where he's like, hey, have you seen the Asian guy running around? Yeah, but only when I open my eyes, though.
I literally just use it for Farmville, so I don't even like know. Like if it's gone, I'm just like, I'll find it later.
Oh my
Real
God.
Hope there's not a good
And
challenge
we're watching
this week going.
Suicide Squad in the background, guys.
Yeah.
Extended cut.
Extended cut. And right now they're showing Margot
We're on
Robbie.
a beautiful scene here.
I know.
It's
Aw.
amazing.
I want
But
to
for
learn
the
how to do
discussion
that.
tonight, we're going to be talking about the future of being a nerd. Because right now, digital's taking a big hold over our worlds. Will it continue? Will it go completely digital? Will we see the return of analog? Will it stay 50-50? We're going to talk about and discuss. True discussion topic. Haven't done one in a while.
I got some opinions.
I do too. It gives me the feels.
Gives me the reds.
You angry?
Yeah.
No?
Okay, I'm not
Gives
sure
me
how to
the
feel
reds.
Right
Like, I know it's not the Breakfast at Tiffany's reds, but you know.
Better than having the runs.
now. Or
Which
the red
we were talking-
runs.
Red Run.
Red runs could
Red
definitely
run.
be worse.
I make it like I'm weird. We react. That's actually a real thing. We're from Texas. It's real.
That's true.
Okay, so you want to go
You
first?
gotta know which taco trucks are open.
Yeah, man. I'll go first. That's cool. We'll start with Suicide Girls Must Die. Patty and I have both been at some point members of the Suicide Girls website, which, if you don't already know, it's alt art.
Nah.
That's what I consider it. It's beautiful women, whether clothed or
Okay.
naked, that look the way that they
85%
look.
art.
85% art.
The rest porn.
Smut.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll agree with that.
Not like soft core.
Well, like,
Not like porn porn.
Yeah.
okay, to me,
it's
there's a
softcore.
difference. Because there's like
Well,
the whole
between softcore porn and porn, pretty huge difference.
vagina. Like,
Yeah. It's,
as soon as you open your legs like that, if it's not with a nice filter,
Yeah.
it's porn.
They use that special Snapchat filter for their Snapchats, and they're like, hold on, I got the one that
Snapchat.
beautifies my twat. We're good. How did you make it look shaved? Seriously.
Okay, continue.
All right, anyway. That being said, what they did was they took some of the most popular Suicide Girls, took them up to Maine to a remote location, and
Way the fuck out there.
way the fuck out there that actually had an island, like in the middle of this big lake or bay or wherever it was. I don't know if it was one of the lakes, but long story short, they tricked them and manipulated them into actually thinking that women were going missing
And murdered.
and either murdered or just really they acted like, hey, we don't give a shit, we've got a calendar to make. And it caused hysteria for one of the girls because she's like,
to do here.
I don't know how many times she said, but they're human beings. Like, y'all don't, you're seriously worried about a
I
fucking
feel like
calendar.
that'd kind of be my reaction.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
human beings.
The one chick was just
How
like,
many
I
chicks
don't
did
give
they
a
take?
fuck.
Yeah.
How many chicks did they take?
I don't even know.
A total, I want to
Like
say
10?
there
Like
were
10,
two in the.
20?
Yeah, like, yeah. It was, well, here we go. Most of these were missing. Okay.
Okay.
Y'all
well,
can't
there's
see
12
this.
there. So is
Yeah.
there 12? One for each calendar month?
I
Exactly.
assume so, and then like a photographer.
Okay.
But it was really cool. It had a lot of humor, but not intentional humor because they didn't know they were
Yeah.
on this thing. Like the humor really were. They had a live stream going to sg.com, and two of the girls were really just smoking pot and chilling in the confession room the whole time, and they had an apple.
They're just like, yeah, this sucks.
And like one girl, like they're smoking out of an apple, and one of them goes, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away." You know, just
That's
they were
great.
just stoned,
It
man.
was a great movie.
From a horror
I'm gonna give you wrist
standpoint,
cutters back and take that one.
Okay.
it's pretty cool. From a horror standpoint, it was actually done for what it was pretty well. They did a good job. They did very smart camera cuts.
Mm-hmm.
They did some stock audio. So when you heard the scream, we've all heard this particular scream in many horror movies. But
It's a real scream. It's not.
It's a real
So
scream.
you don't
It's
get
just
crappy
that
acting
one
screams.
scream.
No, they're
that
really
you
fucking
hear.
scared. They really
But they were
think something's
genuinely
wrong.
scared, and so for that, for the production value and everything, I would say 4 out of 5.
I'd say
Personally,
4 out of 5.
like it could have been better, but come on, man.
But
It's
you're
the
going with
Suicide
reality.
Girls. They're
Yeah.
going with reality.
Yeah.
These chicks
It's not
were
like you can-
genuinely scared.
It was fun though to see how different people react differently
Yeah.
to a scary ass situation.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think the one girl was in on it, so she was just like, "I don't give a fuck. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck where they went. They're gone.
She was
Whatever.
definitely
like,
in on
no
it.
fucks given."
Yeah.
I mean,
But
maybe
the
that's
rest
just
of
how she
them-
was. Maybe she was like,
That's what I
"Fuck 'em.
was thinking,
competition
too.
down.
Well, no. And they asked her, and
More
she's like, "But
pictures
she's a
for
human
me."
being," and she goes, "And I'm a bitch." No, she
mean,
goes,
there are
and, no, she
people
says,
like that.
"And I'm an asshole. It is what it is. Sorry, I don't care. My best friends are safe."
I mean, there's people like that.
Yeah, and there
That
are.
exist in the world.
There
I've
are. I'm
met
pretty
them.
sure.
So
Yeah.
But I'm thinking at least one of
I
those
actually
girls
worked
had to
with
be
one,
in on it.
So
Yeah. No, 3 of them were.
3 of them were.
Yeah,
Okay.
3 of them were.
Well, I
in
knew
on it.
one of them was in on it after the fact.
Yeah. Yeah, right. One of them was in on it after
Fractal.
majority of the movie.
okay, well, don't give
right.
away too much
Right.
because people want to watch it now.
Yeah, you should.
But
watch
it's
it.
really good. I loved
But
it.
the idea being is that these women are beautiful
And naked.
Majority of the time,
And
you know,
kissing.
naked
And touching.
Yeah, they had this little. I'm not gonna give anything away.
Yeah,
but
that one scene.
That one, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was pretty cool. 4 out of 5.
I concur.
Spaced. So the reason I brought this, I've owned this for quite a while, just because I'm a huge Simon Pegg, Nick Frost. You know that whole thing. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz. We could go through all of them. Paul
were
was
great
awesome, where the alien was played by Seth Rogen.
That movie was funny.
This is where they got their start.
It's been too long since I
Spaced,
saw those movies.
Yeah. Have you seen Spaced?
No.
It's awesome, dude. It was filmed in the BBC, so it looks really fuzzy and blurry. Like whatever cameras they're using out there are shit, or filters or whatever. It looks
Just like
awesome.
VHS?
quality.
It really does look VHS quality, but
Then I would love it.
it's awesome. The cool thing about it is that the premise of the show is that this guy gets dumped. This girl dumps her man. They accidentally meet at a coffee shop, and they just hit it off as friends. They're not interested in each other at all, but they're looking together for apartments because they got to move out of their current place. And they see one. She goes, "Well, this is a great price. Looking for a professional couple." And they look at each other like, "Well, fuck it, we can lie and say we're a couple." So they're like spend days just figuring everything about, okay, and your mother went here for college, and
Yeah.
and then they go and they get the apartment. Well, stuff starts to happen. His best friend is a marksman's expert, which is Nick Frost. Her friends are crazy. A lot of scary stuff happens, but it's one giant homage. The entire show, it even on the bonus features has a homage-o-meter. And so every time they're paying tribute to somebody, like in the first episode, they open the closet and the lady that's showing them the apartment has 2 nieces and they're identical twins in dresses. And they open the door and it's like The Shining. And he goes, "Ah!" And they're like, hello, and they're speaking in sync. So that's what the show really is. It's more based around homages than it is the actual story. But it's really cool, funny, very campy. I absolutely love it. I give it 4.5 out of 5 because it is, for at the time, excellent as far as entertainment, but it got so much better when Shaun of the Dead came out. Like their humor just went up 2 levels, and this is where it all started. So really check it out. funny, excellent story, and good show.
Good deal.
Definitely. And I'm done. You go ahead.
All right, it's my turn. Woo! Woo! Here we go. No notes.
Shit happens.
I'll do this one last. Okay, first up, DC Universe Rebirth, Harley Quinn, Joker Loves Harley, number 12. So, I told you guys Joker came back, wants to talk to Harley, and that red tool wanted to talk to him first. So, a lot of ass-kicking happens in this book by multiple people, and you kind of see Harley get her balls, like, finally, like, you know what, fuck you, it was really nice. So that was kind of cool.
She should.
Yeah, like, she finally came to her common senses, I'll call it. And, it was really cute and funny, and there was lots of jokes, because he's a red tool.
Yeah.
But I give it probably 4.5 out of 5.
Very nice.
Alright, Grim Tales of Terror 2016 Holiday Special.
She's pretty hot.
I didn't know what to expect for this. I haven't picked up any of these books before. I've seen the covers. They all looked really cool. Because it's been going on for quite a while now. Holiday Special? What the hell? And it's cute because it's very much Tales from the Crypt style. Where there's a narrator and you see her walking around talking to you. And then it clips to different holiday scary stories. And, like, there's a murderous Santa Claus and, like, a few other things like that. I enjoyed it. It wasn't a tough read. It wasn't anything. It wasn't deep. It was just a light read. 4 out of 5 full moons. Alright, I was super stoked about this one. Dollface, Tales of the Ball-Jointed Witch Hunter.
That's cool.
This is a Mendoza, which also did Zombie Tramp. And Zombie Tramp makes a cameo in here, a little bit more than a cameo. She plays a role. So basically, this doll, you cut in the beginning to her hunting witches, obviously. Or anything supernatural like that. But it goes back and tells a story of how she was created and what's going on. And apparently she was created by a couple of MIT college students to be a sex doll.
Oh, ball jointed.
Yeah. So they built her with
anatomically correct?
Apparently. I would assume so. There's
They
sketches
don't
in the
show
back.
you.
There's sketches in the
anatomy.
back. I
Okay.
didn't see a vagina, but I mean, it's probably there.
You're assuming.
I'm assuming.
Maybe she has a defect, though, and that's why she didn't get used. Like, she didn't get made with a vagina.
No, the
like
problem
she
was
supposed
that
to.
she ended up with a
Forgot to
soul.
hook up the doll.
Oh,
They were
okay.
using the Necronomicon to bring her to life to be a real sex doll. And it didn't work out so well for them. So, they're going to enlist the help of Zombie Tramp to get some missing pages of the Necronomicon to figure out how to fix everything. Awesome book. Thoroughly enjoyed. Good size. It is a little bit pricey. It was $4.99.
But it was an oversized
But
issue.
it was a big book, and the story was great. Art, wonderful as always. 5 out of 5, at least. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Alright, let's see here.
Come on, hillbilly.
I know, right? Now I have Hillbilly number 2. Some of these have actual titles. Hillbilly number 3, which is The Flesh-Eating Witch Child of Hoodoo Ridge.
Wow.
And Hillbilly 4 is The Fiddle That Screamed for Blood. Okay, this is the one that got me. I saw this cover and the title, and I was like, this looks like something kind of fun. So I went back and bought number 1 first to kind of get a feel for it. And then I immediately bought these 3. It's really cute story about basically a folktale guy, folk legend.
Okay.
And you follow him through the hills in the backwoods, and he's a witch hunter. Theme of the week: witch hunters. So he's a witch hunter, and he is basically just a good guy that everybody's afraid of. For one, he looks kind of scary. He has a magical I don't know what the hell you'd call it.
Is it the Rob
butcher
Zombie-looking guy?
knife?
Is that-
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a giant cleaver.
That's very giant.
He's
That's like Harley's mallet, kind of.
like oversized. It's insane. But he goes around helping people, even though everyone's afraid of him, even though people talk shit about him, even though there's tons of legends about him. All these books are, they go into the book saying, well, there's lots of stories about this man, and this is just one. And, like, each book is a different, like, folk legend of a story that happened or a time he helped people or stuff like that. And I really thoroughly enjoy these books. I give them 5 out of 5 full moons for sure. Hillbilly.
Right.
Most definitely.
I wouldn't expect you to get 5 out of 5 on a book called Hillbilly.
I know, but it has that like folky kind of like. There's talking animals.
Is that the publisher, Albatross?
Yeah, it's by Albatross.
Okay. Never even heard of them.
Really? I think I've read some of them before. Can't remember what else they put out. But this is done by Eric Powell. Absolutely awesome. And like, the writing I thought would bother me more too because it's written like
With
it
the
would be
accent?
spoken.
Yeah.
Exactly like one of the books he was talking about.
Sometimes that annoys me and sometimes
Why
it
are
doesn't.
people so horrible? Why are people so horrible? He's like, because they're ignorant.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, I like that word. I really do like that word.
It's a really
I was like,
ignorant
oh
word.
god.
It's an ignorant way of saying ignorant.
Like, it is definitely written like it's supposed to be spoken, but also this isn't in current times. So it's kind of more
Yeah.
that style anyways. But I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, we had somebody else down there underneath those.
Oh yeah, I was gonna wait for him.
Okay.
They're gonna do a duet on this one.
Yeah.
We're doing that one first. Cool.
So people.
Well, it's her last, your first. That works.
All right.
Oh no. Magic books.
Except he has notes.
I know.
Well, I read too much. I gotta have notes to remind
My
me what the hell's
stack's
in
just
the
as
book.
big. Okay, postal number 17. How long's it been since we've had one of these?
It's been a few months.
I was gonna say it feels like it's been for. If I felt like I was buying a new one every week for a while, and now it feels like I haven't bought one in forever.
They normally go on breaks between the volumes.
Oh yeah,
I think it was somewhere around 3 months.
yeah.
Somewhere
Something
around
like
3
that.
months we've been waiting.
Very good. You want to start it off?
No, you go
Since
ahead.
you have notes.
You go ahead.
Okay. So we're back in Eden. And the drama from the, what's his name? Rowan, was it?
Yes.
That's winding down. And the mayor isn't sure about her legacy.
Yes.
We'll call it. She's unsure about her legacy, so she's giving it a trial run. This issue, whatever.
We get what you mean. I mean, we all noticed, but we got the point.
Thanks. Well, it's gonna be a show. We'll call it an episode if I want to.
All right.
So, it's actually one
wanna
of
be
my
ignorant.
favorites in I don't know how long. I love this issue more than I loved it when Molly was running around killing people.
Yes.
And that takes a lot, because
Yes.
I really loved it when she was running around killing people. But this was like, it's kind of brutal and kind of smart and kind of...
Yeah.
Oh, I love that one decision that was
Yes.
made that was so brutal and so calculated and so smart and just... Oh!
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
The notes that I have, what do you give it?
11.
11. The notes I have, to spoil a little bit, not much. Mark becomes the mayor of Eden for 1 month while his mother observes.
To make sure that he's...
doing
one to
what
take over.
Yeah. And I also gave it 11. It's an incredible issue. It's been a while to get it, but it was worth the wait. Absolutely.
I mean, some of the last ones I didn't rank so high.
Yeah, it started to kind of...
Yeah, but this one, right back up there.
Yes. Yes, very much so. Now on to the rest of mine. Justice League versus Suicide Squad number 5. It's actually starting to simmer down a little bit, and I was kind of hoping it would keep the same pace.
Yeah.
No, I'm giving it 4 capes. My notes are Max Lord takes control of the weapon that allows him to control people, which he already had that ability. So this greatly amplifies it. And he uses it to control the Justice League and conquer the United States. But the stone is the weapon. It's called the Heart of Darkness Diamond. And it is a sentient being.
I need one of those.
Well, the Heart of Darkness kind of has its own plan, and it doesn't really align with Max Lord's plan. So, shit's going to definitely come of that. It's only got 1 issue left, so there's going to be a whole lot happening in 1 issue to kind of wrap this up. But it's slower than all the other ones have been. So, for that, I'm only giving it 4. The art's still great. It flows wonderful. Obviously, this is a limited run. So you can't just grab a random issue and pick it up. You're going to need to pick up the previous issues. But that's a given when it comes to a limited series like this.
Yeah.
Moving on, Superman number 15. Read my notes here real quick.
Super Satan. I'm just saying that's what it looks like.
That
is actually
say that on the front.
Etrigan,
Super
who
Fur.
is a demon who speaks in rhyme.
I've heard of him.
Yes, he's hilarious even though he's supposed to be incredibly scary.
Yeah.
Why? Because he speaks in rhymes.
And that's really funny.
Yes.
Kind of adorable.
He's
for a
like the
scary
Mad
man.
Hatter of demons.
My notes. Superman from across the multiverse join forces to stop Prophecy, a being traversing the multiverse to capture every Superman. We get to see a whole lot of the Elseworld Superman that we haven't seen in a long time. We get to see him come back, which is so incredible. I've missed a lot of them. And we are also getting introduced to a lot more Supermen. And hopefully they'll get their own one-shots at some point.
Yeah.
But, yeah, for this one, I'm giving it 5. This arc is absolutely amazing. If you're not reading it, you're really missing out, especially if you're a Superman fan. It's even more so if you're an Elseworlds fan. Because they're crossing paths with all these different Justice Leagues.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah. But the art's great, story's great, flow's perfect. You don't have to get every issue to understand what's going on. It does a good job of filling you in, but the whole arc is amazing. Green Lantern's number 15. This is actually a filler issue. And
Was it entertaining though?
I'm giving it 11 capes.
Damn. Normally fillers are kind of.
This circles around Jessica Cruz, and basically it follows her for a day in her life. And this is a great narrative of depression and anxiety. Because she's the lantern that can't. She's the lantern that's afraid. And she calls herself the Plaid Lantern.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
Terrible on the eyes, not really good for anything anymore.
Damn.
I can't tell you how cool it is to see something like this spotlighted in an issue.
Yeah.
And
Something real.
they go so in depth with it, especially because it's all told from her.
That's something that doesn't get touched
Point of
on in
view.
comics often.
Yes, and well, she's the lantern that can't. She's the Green Lantern who has fear.
Yeah.
So it is really great to see that, and that all started with Demon in a Bottle for Iron Man, way back in the day. But DC has been doing it repeatedly, and they have one issue here between story arcs, and they used it to touch on something that is good to touch on.
Affects a lot of people.
Yes, it does. So if you're one of those people, even if you're not a comic book fan, if you're one of those people, you do suffer from depression, you do suffer from anxiety, I highly recommend reading this book. You'll get a lot more out of this book than I did.
Or know someone that suffers with it to help understand them better.
Yes, and it's on the shelves, and it's $2.99. So yeah, 11. Moving on, Ray Rebirth number 1. Now, I'm not sure if he's a brand new character or not.
I would say I've never heard of him, and I felt kind of guilty about it.
Yeah,
The Ray.
but DC was the first major publisher to embrace the LGBT community, and they're not slowing up. Ray number 1, Ray is gay. and dives right into it. Him growing up and his abilities. This, of course, is an origin story, cranking up to 11. Absolutely awesome. It's another book that is incredibly introspective.
Nice.
And I'm willing to bet this character is going to be pretty huge. He has
Especially
everything
with
he needs.
everything going on these days.
So he's not a new
He
character.
is an old DC character. I looked it up.
Was he a gay character before, or did this just come out?
I'm looking
recently?
into that. I don't think he was prior.
Well, they reinvented Alan Scott, the original Green
Yeah.
Lantern, the
Yeah.
magical Green Lantern. And when they reinvented him for the New 52, they brought him gay. So it's not the first gay character DC has had. I'm sure it will not be the last. But yeah, crank it up to 11. It's a great story. Beautiful introspective.
Awesome.
Just a side note, the original Ray was on cover of Smash Comics number 25 in August of 1941.
Wow.
So the Ray is a very old comic character.
Yeah.
They brought him back, and I'll look as far as that goes.
Vibrating over here. All right. So, He-Man Thundercats, number 4 of 6. Giving it 5. 5 capes. It's an awesome book. The scale tips in the favor of villains, as the Masters of the Universe are pretty much overwhelmed by the ancient spirits of evil incarnate. They have been released from the Black Pyramid and unleashed upon Eternia, and there's no He-Man around. And spoiler alert right now, Lion-O is traveling back to Third Earth with the body of Prince Adam to put him in Mun-Ra's sarcophagus to try to resuscitate him. And once they get there, he realizes, he takes Cringer with him. He-Man's
Yeah.
Cat.
very cowardly cat. And of course, without the power of Grayskull, he can't become Battle Cat.
Battle Cat.
And it dawns on Lion-O, he's the Lord of Thundercats. He's a cat. He's the Lord of Cats. So he does his little Thundercats Ho thing, and it works on Cringer.
Ooh.
Battle Cat could never be this badass.
That's awesome.
So 5 capes on that. It's absolutely incredible. Just almost enough. If it would have had more Thundercat Cringer, yeah, it would have got an 11 easy.
Nice.
But unfortunately, we only got a couple panels.
It's a week of good books. We
It
didn't
is.
hate anything this week.
Exactly.
That is awesome.
That's right. And for those of you listening, y'all are about to go on break, and we're actually going to have our first half-hour break in a very long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
But before I let them go, I got some news this week. I'll have a full article coming up on it with a list of all the titles that this is affecting. But one of the biggest reasons that I love DC nowadays is they draw the line at $2.99. The majority of their books are $3, which in a market where everything is like $3.99, $4.99 and up, that's awesome. It's easy to buy more DC books and spend the same amount of money.
Yeah.
That is about to be changing. There's going to be quite a few titles that are now going to be going up to $3.99. However, DC is jumping on the bandwagon that Marvel's been writing for quite some time, and they're going to include a digital download code in those books that are affected. So, like I said, if you want to know which books that will affect, keep an eye on the website, nerdery.net. It's going to pop up on there probably this week.
Very nice. Good job.
Yay!
I like the whole digital thing. I mean, me being a techie guy, I love it. I really like comic books, but if I can have a backup copy, I bought a book recently for the lead singer of the Birthday Massacre. They came to Houston. I went to the show. She wrote a book. I have yet to read it, but I got a digital copy too, and a physical copy.
Amazon does that sometimes.
And for those of you who are hockey fans, Blackhawks just won their game 4-2.
Nice.
I'm happy.
Very nice. Yeah.
Let's talk about how Will Smith was a badass as Deadshot.
He was, and honestly, he was the
hated
one
it,
I
but I
thought was going to
liked
fuck it
it.
up.
I thought he was going to fuck it up too.
Yeah.
I thought, man, he's not going to fit this
He's a
role.
great actor,
He's a
though.
great actor.
He's
I did not
versatile.
think he was going to fit this role. Then you go back and think, okay, he can play funny. He can play serious. He can play depressing. Like, was it 7
Fuck, he does all of those in
pounds?
this movie.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. So I got to bring it up because I
Uh-oh.
just ate one of these. Oreo came out with a Swedish
Yes.
fish flavored Oreo.
I did not try them.
I did not try it because I just thought, no,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that, Oreo. Fuck your mother. I'm not gonna do that.
It just seemed wrong. There's so many other better options.
Yeah.
Swedish fish don't belong in
I
Oreos.
totally get peanut butter Oreos.
Oh, those are
I get all
amazing.
that. I get the white chocolate covered Oreos, all that shit.
Yeah, oh, those are amazing too.
I get it.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
The peanut butter ones and the white chocolate covered ones are my favorites.
Have you seen the picture on the internet with the Oreos, and it's like totally a fake one, but they're Xanax and box wine flavored. It's like the housewife's Oreo or some shit.
Nice.
I would eat those.
Nice.
I like how you just call yourself out like that, dear.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's like pink and white swirled. I mean,
Right? Pink is the wine.
I could eat them at work, you know. Fuck yeah.
But are they just
Breakfast.
flavored, or will they make you feel that way? Because if
I'm
they would
hoping
make
it's
you
not
feel
Xanax
that way,
Xanax flavored.
like pill.
I'm going for the feeling there. I don't know.
Are you depressed?
If I find me a box
Is
of
life
them,
too
I'll let
hard?
you know.
Try these,
Try
and
these
you'll feel better
Oreos.
about it.
You'll get fat, but you won't give a shit.
Yeah, you won't give a shit.
Why? Okay. So there's been a lot of ads lately that I've been noticing on. I guess it's on Hulu, because there's.
Yeah, there's
Ads
commercials
on
on
Hulu.
Hulu.
But they're always for medications, and the side effect of every
Yes.
fucking medication is
Suicidal
suicide.
thoughts.
Like, what the hell? Oh my god! I guess there's like depression
Anytime
pills.
there's someone that kills themselves and
Yeah.
they were on a medicine, it's instantly got to be a disclaimer now.
I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Time.
you could have
and I
like
can
rash.
attest to that. I can attest to that because I take Otezla for my psoriasis.
Yes,
And
suicidal tendencies is also on that
Suicidal
stuff.
thoughts and stuff like that. Check
Yes.
this out. I actually obtained, because I was so butthurt about that when I got put on the medication, I was getting really nervous about it. I obtained the actual study. It was like 3,600 people.
And like one guy did it.
One person killed themselves.
Nobody
the
else even had
hell?
thoughts of it, and that one guy. That
But
was
they gave
enough.
placebo and they gave Otezla. And the one person that killed himself was on placebo. Yes. And the other person that
So he
had
killed himself because the medicine wasn't working, and he was like, "This shit's terrible. It won't go away. Why is this happening to me?"
my fucking elbows
It's
still
their
look like
fault.
scales. Fuck it, YOLO.
We should have sued.
Yes, but
But now it says it on your medication.
on my medication now, and it's fucked up because every time you see a commercial and it's like, it shows them so happy and like carefree, like
because they have to say the suicide there in the commercial.
like it's like.
they
Do you
put it in
have
tiny
psoriasis?
letters.
Do you wake up in pain? But it shows the guy like getting in bed with his wife, and she looks at him and she's like, "I love you," and she goes to turn the lamp off, and you know he's gonna hit it, right? 'Cause he's got that look on his eye, like. And then it goes to, make sure you have a tuberculosis test prior. And it's always some chick that sounds like she just took the best shit of her life, and it's like. Side effects include, and I could go with every one of them. Diarrhea, I was like, that sucks. I could do that. You know, lack of appetite. I'm like, I could definitely do that. You know, and I go through all of them, and then it goes to suicidal thoughts, and I'm like, hold the fuck up. I'll just keep my scales, dude. Like, fuck this. Like, this might be evolution. I might turn into something badass. Fuck the pill.
We're watching Killer Croc right now.
I'm telling
Maybe
you.
that's all he has.
I watched
Just a bad
Heroes.
case
That
of
dude
eczema.
Mohinder like turned into some crazy shit, but
Might
they
be
didn't
good
get
for
enough
you.
funding to cut the show. He might have been something
He
badass.
does have a tail, babe.
Hey, maybe you could put that to use somehow.
I'd
Say
whip
that's more than
motherfuckers with
eczema.
it. How
Balance
badass
better.
would that be? Oh yeah, we do a podcast and everything. We had the very first superhero
Right.
ever in history on our show.
He doesn't fly or run fast,
No.
or he's not super strong.
Got
but he's
something
got
growing out of
scales
his
and a tail.
ass.
Right.
But no, just the medication warnings on all of that shit just kill me.
Yeah, it's
Like one of
depressing
them
as
was
shit.
a simple pill or something like real like mild. It was like may cause anal leakage.
Yeah,
I think I'll keep whatever the hell that pill is for and
Yeah, that's
start
not
out
worth a
with.
chance.
it'll stop gas, but you might leak from the ass. So what it's
I feel
doing
like
is
once
it's
you
turning
get to
that
the point
gas
where you
into
leak,
liquid
it's broken
and just
now.
letting it fall
Like
the
you
fuck
can't
out.
come back from anal linkage. Your ass is broke.
Yeah. That's bad.
Snap the drawstring at that point.
Anal
Yeah.
leakage, and you want to kill
It
yourself.
sounds like once you've done
Yep,
it, it's the rest of
pretty
your
much.
life problem. You gotta
Watching
wear
that
those little
commercial,
baby
I'm like,
diapers.
great. So it'll help my psoriasis, but I gotta wear black underwear at all times from now on.
With a pad.
I already wear black boxer briefs all the time, so fuck it. Like, who does that? Who weighs the pros and cons?
You
Like,
gotta wear the brown pants.
exactly. Wear the brown pants. This guy gets it. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
People are crazy.
That guy had anal leakage. He thought it was for him, but no. He was on medication.
Right.
Poor
He had
guy.
an itch.
I like when they come out with a medication that's intended for something, and then
It
they
causes
figure out
it?
that it does something better.
Oh yeah,
Like
that's
how
good.
Viagra was. They were actually trying to.
That's something better.
Yeah.
It was just supposed to be
dilate
for
blood
some
vessels.
disease.
Yeah, it was to dilate blood vessels, and it ended up giving
I was like,
guys
wow, I
that
got a
couldn't get a boners. Can you imagine being the guy with
No, that's a
like,
good side effect.
erectile
I don't know, I'm still
dysfunction?
kind of thinking about the guy, like the college student that took it thinking he was just going to help his like circulation or something. And then he's just sitting there in class with a boner.
Yeah.
Like he can't do
Yeah.
anything about it. And
Put
he's
a
like,
book in
I gotta
front of
call the doctor when I
Yeah.
get out of here because it's not stopping.
Yeah. But just think of that for a second. You're a guy with ED sitting at home, the gun is in this hand and the razor is in this one, and you're about to fucking end it, and you see a commercial for like Cialis
Do you think that's
or
how this
Viagra.
works? Like this is
In my head, that's exactly how that shit went down. This dude, he was like this, and he was like, and he goes, oh, what are those commercials? I might as well watch this last one. What do the side effects include? Oh, wait a minute.
Boners?
Boners. I can go on with life now. You know, and then he went and just shagged ass for like 6 weeks straight. That's badass. I'm just saying. Appreciate
not
modern miracles.
Something that's ever
And then he
happened.
got like the gonorrhea syphilis and died 3 months
Yeah,
later anyway.
and then killed himself anyhow.
Yeah, but what a way to go. Like, think about that. Just clack, clack, clack,
No,
clack.
syphilis is not a good way to go.
Well,
You go crazy
hey, you win
first.
some, you lose some. Like, you know?
You can't always get out you want.
I'm telling you, there's pros and cons. My personality says so. If it clears my psirosis, but I get tuberculosis, I go out like Doc Holliday. That's badass.
God.
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
That's fucking pro. Like, I would have never known enough about Doc Holliday, but seeing Tombstone and Val Kilmer,
So you're cool with the tuberculosis possibility, but not the suicide. Like
exactly.
that's your line.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Death is okay.
Don't judge my
but-
decisions.
I feel
Like,
like I would take the scaly scan over the
embrace my
TB.
decisions because it, you know, I'm just saying.
Okay,
I've
we're,
had
we're
days
entitled
where
to our
I'm-
own opinions.
I'm just saying you have to live with it. I've had days where like I'm going up into the cupboard to get macaroni and like the small piece on my back splits.
Oh.
And I'm like,
Ow.
fuck! And then I'll pause for a minute and like Lily will go in there and goes, oh yeah, that happened again? And I'm like, yeah. You know, but thanks to this pill, that doesn't happen anymore. So thanks, Tesla. And no, I didn't have depressing thoughts. Maybe once, but
Probably didn't have to do with the pill.
probably, yeah, it probably had nothing
Maybe
to do with
once.
the pill.
I don't think that was you.
Matter of fact, I think like my kid was just going ape shit bananas in the kitchen or whatever,
Yeah.
and I was kind of like,
Yeah, that's
fuck
good.
me.
Legit.
Kids should come with that
depressing
disclaimer. Kids should come with a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Make it
Yeah, they
as
should.
Depression, anxiety, and suicide.
Yeah.
Homicidal thoughts,
And homicide, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is.
feelings of abandonment.
Yeah.
Like you should abandon that little bastard somewhere.
Right.
And it's never the fucking pill. Like, yes, I would feel abandoned if all three of y'all just got the fuck up and walked out. I'd be like, what the shit?
Yeah.
That's not the pill. That's actually happening. But don't blame that on the fucking pill.
I have an announcement. I don't think I told you guys yet. Maybe I did. I don't remember. I'm the proud parent of a total fucking nerd. Total fucking nerd.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's badass.
2 weeks ago, I want to say it was. Philip stayed up with her because they have Friday game nights, daddy-daughter game nights, so she can video game. And mom's not there to bitch about it. So, well, sometimes she wants to take over the TV, and I usually watch the TV, so it's kind of like fight, but whatever. So, he stays up with her. She's playing her game, whatever. He's sitting on the couch. Passes smooth out. Smooth out. He wakes up 4 a.m.
She's still going.
Still, and talking and clicking and like wide the fuck awake. 4 a.m. He's like, all right, babe, really, you gotta go to bed now. But I'm up. The kid regularly stays up on her game nights well after midnight. Wide awake, wired.
Now, I gotta admit, when Mortal Kombat Deception came out, I would go to work, come home, take a shower real quick, because I know I'm not gonna take one, and then hop on Mortal Kombat, and I wouldn't turn the game off until it's time for me to walk out the door to go to work. And that was every night for a good solid 2 weeks.
Holy shit. Nope. But I was just really proud because she's like 11 and she's already to this point. And I'm like, I don't know if this is a teenager thing or a nerd thing or both. But she's getting there. And I couldn't be prouder.
It depends. See, I don't
Well, even
have,
if it's
I
a
don't have
teenager
boy
thing, she's
yet,
making
so
nerd choices during
Exactly,
her teenage
during
time.
her teenage time,
Yeah.
yes.
I don't have a boy yet, so and I could see Ellie doing this one day,
Yeah.
but boy or girl, if I came home and even if it were my daughter on Call of Duty being like, your shit is weak, fuck you, you piece of shit, your mom's a whore, I would just be like, fucking memories, man. Memories. Because to me, I never got mad playing video games. Until you get in the room with like a 12-year-old, it fucks your shit up to be like 20-something and have some 12-year-old eating your lunch. And it just pisses me the fuck off.
That's where my favorite insult comes in. You're ugly and your mother dresses you funny.
Yeah. Because it's so
I will
easy to
use that on a
online.
50-year-old. I do not care.
Yeah. Man, that makes me mad.
Because the worst part of that line is you're ugly. And the rest is just funny.
Yeah.
I think my dad did that when like
Told you
online.
you were ugly and your mom.
Yeah, every now and then. No, but like when online gaming took off and Xbox got real popular and everything, I think my dad like walked to the door. I didn't close the door, and I was playing with this like 12-year-old, and dude, I sucked.
Wait, how old were you?
I was young. It wasn't that young. It was like 2005 or 6 when the 360 came out.
So you weren't exactly 12.
But I was young. Fuck off.
I mean, you threw in young like you were 12 too.
I was still young.
Not
I'm
what
still
was
young
happening.
now. But my dad like walks up, and this 12-year-old, or I say 12 just because for some reason they're like real shitheads at that age. He could have been like 8 for all I care. I don't know. Fuck him and his mom. but we're playing Call of Duty 2, and he's like, dude, this random room, man, this guy sucks. And he says my gamer tag and everything like that. And I don't know what triggered me, but I was like, you know what? Your mom should have fucking aborted you, you piece of shit. And then I like caught myself like, why am I getting mad? Why am I saying the crudest shit in the world? And then my dad goes, hey, you want a beer? And I was like, I do. I'm about to kill this fucking kid from, what is this? Looked up his profile. Boise, Idaho? Who the fuck lives in Boise, Idaho? Like, fuck you. Go make some potatoes, you piece of shit.
What the heck?
I don't know, but I imagine he had like a fry cooker right there. It was making tater tots or something. Like, fuck that kid.
At 12, I don't think he should have his own friend.
You make me think of Hannibal Buress when you talk.
I don't know. Fuck that kid.
Have y'all seen Hannibal Buress stand up?
I have.
Talks about somebody.
Sounds really familiar.
He's talking about his credit card
He's
got
hilarious.
stolen
Yeah.
by some woman in California and spent $3,000 at Bed Bath and
Oh my
Beyond.
god.
And if I ever find her, I'll kill her. That loofah buying cunt. And I know y'all are kind of taken back by that whole cunt word. But you know what? A bitch still $3,000 from me. I can call her whatever the fuck I want to.
Dude, I have a friend that's really feminist, and she's been a friend of mine for a long time, and we were talking one time, and I was mad about an ex-girlfriend, and I was like, whatever, dude, she was a cunt. And without missing a beat, she goes, you know, Rick, in the, I want to say she said like the 1800s or something. In the 1800s, you know, the word cunt was used to describe a woman of power, and I was like, well, she was a 2007 cunt. You know, I was so mad. I was like, you know what it means now.
You know what it means.
I was like, don't say it was a woman of power. She was she needed a powerful ass kicking. Not by me. I'm not violent towards women, but Patty could have fucked her up.
If you're intelligent enough to regurgitate that kind of a fact, you're intelligent enough to understand the morphology or vernacular.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
you know what the fuck I meant.
Yeah.
Morphology of vernacular.
Don't tell me that it used to be a way to describe a woman of power when I was basically telling you that she stole my shit and like didn't even do it in a good way. Like just fucking walked out with like utensils and cooking stuff. Whore. But you know, whatever. I don't know. whatever.
Ricky says, "Bitch, call me some shit like that. Steal some shit from me. I can call it whatever the fuck I want to."
Fucking right, man. That was a really good fucking fryer. I used to make eggs on that.
Oh my god.
What?
Potatoes.
See, that's the word I use. Okay, I have limits because I am a big old feminist. I love the word cunt.
I do too.
Love it. I embrace it wholly. I am a cunt. I don't care. I don't see it in a bad way. Like, I love that word. So
My
it's not a
favorite
negative
usage is
thing to
cunt
me.
cake. That's my
See?
favorite.
I like cunt cake.
Yeah,
Actually, also a delicious dessert.
I like cunt cake and
When
twat
I'm
waffle.
mad, I'll call someone a
Syrup.
twat because that just sounds gross to me.
Yeah.
Like, cunt is like, yeah, cunt. But twat is like twat.
Yeah,
Like,
like
You could call him a moist twat.
slimy twat. Snail trailing twat.
See how gross that sounds?
It really
So
does.
that's what I think. If I call somebody a cunt, it's not like that. But if you're a twat, oh, that's just about the worst thing I'll call you.
Yeah.
Bitch holds nothing anymore. Like,
Yeah, it
nothing.
really doesn't.
You know what I mean?
It's like a friendly term now.
Yeah, I call everybody bitch.
That's like Zach Galifianakis said,
I say bitch cunt.
the only B word you should call a woman is beautiful. Bitches love being called
Yes.
beautiful.
I love that one.
Yeah. No, but I love my feminist friends. They're good people. They really are.
We're the
I
only
just-
ones
I
that
just-
have any faith in you.
Right? Yeah.
That you're not a
Yeah.
mass murdering rapist race of
Because
men.
anybody else meets me and they're like, that guy's funny, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna fuck somebody's day up one day. Like,
One day.
did you see how mad he got when that guy bumped into him at Scout Bar? What the fuck? And why is he fighting with 12-year-olds?
He's got anger issues. It's the pill.
It's the fucking pill. This was before Otesla. It calmed me down. Thanks, Otesla. Way to go. It brought me to see.
I see what you did there.
Now I'm telling you, there's a happy Swedish fish moment right
do,
there.
Do you need more of these ones?
Those are fucking amazing. Give me that.
I know.
I feel so left out of this shit.
You can have
You
one.
can try. Well,
Just one.
you can try one.
These aren't even bad. This
No.
is 20 grams of sugar, but and 11 pieces. You don't have
Yeah.
to eat 11.
Which
Eat a-
I've
eat a
had at
couple.
least 36. And let me tell you, as a hypoglycemic, I'm fucking wigging out.
There. Now you can enjoy
pretty
too.
And they look like
I'll
dog
eat them with you
treats.
to make you feel better.
If they were brown and like grainy, you can give them to a dog. But since they're red,
I wouldn't give these to a
don't
dog.
give them to a dog. That's like a universal color of no. Don't give them crayons or chocolate.
Like
Crayons?
gummy. I don't know about gummy.
I don't know.
They eat chalk too. Our dogs like to eat chalk.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I had a Rottweiler love gummy worms. Especially sour gummy worms.
I think my dog would eat anything. I hate him.
They lick their
Darwin eats
own
meat.
asshole. They will eat anything.
Darwin can digest cans, so I think we can
Holy
give him
good
Gunny and
God.
he'll be okay. Like he'll get a hold of one and like most of the can will be gone.
Oh my god.
No shreds around the yard.
No, like
So
it's
weird.
gone. I don't really, and there would be no blood. Like
Yeah, he's just fine.
from like you'd think his mouth would get all torn up, and then he'd be
There's
like
ash
shit
all-
blood, and we'd be digging a hole tonight. No, he never dies though.
Whatever happens when a dog eats Play-Doh? And the fucked up part about that, have you ever smelled Play-Doh?
It's wonderful.
It's fucking magic.
They have-
My daughter opened, here, Daddy, open this. And I open it up, and I'm just kind of for like at least 5 minutes, just
They have perfume that smells like Play-Doh out.
yes.
Like intentionally?
I
Yes.
fucking love the smell of Play-Doh.
That's awesome.
Like seriously,
They have a
like
Play-Doh
I'm just,
perfume.
oh my god, like I have a moment. I imagine that's like if you meet Scarlett Johansson, she hugs you, it smells like fucking Play-Doh. Like, and then you're just squishing her. Like, don't make it like I'm weird. I would do it.
Don't make it like a
Just
weird.
trying to squeeze it out of your fingers, you know?
Yeah, it's fucking great.
I'm just picturing him actually eating her and doing that shit.
I hope I beat her.
Oh man.
Just grab her arm.
Oh my god, Black Widow.
Just don't do it in a nerdery shirt.
Scarlett Johansson groped. Doom, doom, doom. TMZ.
For mere
Shows my picture. Groped by reptilian
$39.50.
bastard.
Groped, sniffed and groped.
for mere $39.50. online.
For the
you get
perfume?
Play-Doh perfume.
But you could get the fucking Play-Doh and just like rub it. Just get like the skin color.
Like opening up a magazine and shit. I did that the other day with Lily. I smelled one of my shirts and I was like, is this clean? And it's my Guns N' Roses shirt. And I'm like, smells like perfume.
It's unisex. Y'all can wear it too.
What the fuck is this? I had rubbed a magazine on me just because I thought it smelled so damn good. It was that Chrome Mazzara that I used to wear it. And I was like, man, I remember this shit. This shit smelled good. So I was like, wait a minute. It's not clean. A, I wore it. And B, it smells fucking amazing. So I might re-wear it. I didn't. I washed it.
You gotta hear this description. Okay. Be yourself. Please yourself. Reveal everything. Reveal nothing. Imagine anything. Pick me up cologne spray.
Wow.
What the fuck?
There's a lot happening there. They couldn't pick. They had a group of people, and this guy wanted this line, and this guy wanted that line, and they're like, "Fuck it, we'll write a fucking haiku out of it."
It's right
and
on
just
it.
put it on the bottle.
That's how Top Gear described my car. It's
There you go.
designed by a committee.
Sit in me. Drive hard. Turn wheel. Fucking kill the engine.
No, I actually looked up like every review I could find before I bought that car,
Yeah.
and like the year that the RX-8 came out, they had it on Top Gear in Britain, and he said it's a
love that
hideous
guy.
car. It looks like they had a suggestion box at the factory, and they got millions of suggestions, and they start
Slam it
reading
all
them all.
together.
I know. We'll do all of it. So you have triangles and corners and gills and edges and curves.
Yeah.
And the tail lights are busier than a bishop's hat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
That's funny shit. The funny thing about that is when I saw the car, when the concept pictures came out and it was coming to fruition, this car was going to be released, I thought, what a sexy fucking car. And the first time I saw one was in a Britney Spears music video. She pulls up, gets out of the car, dressed like a complete slut bag, and is just walking somewhere, and I thought, this is how you're going to sell me that car? This is how you're going to sell me that car? Like, know your target market, because not one person that was into Britney Spears at that time was like, I'm getting an RX-8. No, and every guy that saw that was like, fuck the car, look at Britney Spears. So it's like, you're really shitting all over that car. Like, you're not doing it justice.
Well, I saw it at the Mazda dealership. My brother and I we car shopped every fall and winter because that's when all the new vehicles released. We never bought one, but we would go car shopping so we could go test drive them all when they came out.
Hell yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. And then I actually became a car salesman and actually got to know salesmen at other dealerships.
And then you still got to test drive them when they came
Yeah,
out.
because actually in Baytown, where I grew up, the Mitsubishi dealership was the first Mitsubishi dealership in the Houston area to get an Evo X.
Oh, wow.
And a buddy of mine who had worked at the same dealership as me had gone over there, and he called me as they were unloading it off the truck.
Wow.
He said, dude, we got this in. It's not even going through prep. It's that clean of a car. They're parking it on the curb. Come over. I'll make sure you get a ride. As I get out of my truck, he's running out the front door, throws the keys at me, and says, we gotta go, bitch!
Nice.
And you caught the keys and began the destruction of that engine. Yeah.
Nobody was supposed to be test driving it.
Yeah, of course.
It was simply a demo model. It was not to be driven because that dealership, it wasn't assigned to the dealership. Yeah. It were just demoing the new Evo was out.
Yeah.
So people could look at it and then maybe order one.
Yeah.
And so yeah, as he saw me pull up, he had jacked the keys out of the key drawer.
Whoops. Let's go.
That was fun.
Yeah, he got fired.
Oh, damn.
For that?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's not so fun.
Yeah.
I actually need to scoot for a second.
Scoot!
Watch the mic.
Where are you scooting to? Are you like
Around.
leaving? You want to go this way?
I don't care, whichever way is easier.
I don't know what's easier. Oh shit! That was my bad, people.
Somebody,
I thought I was short enough.
somebody
I
on
was not.
Spreaker just heard.
I keep
My bad.
seeing that one out of the corner of my eye. I'm like,
I haven't been
the
seeing
mics,
it,
though.
so I was just like, I've seen that
gives you
one.
fond memories of your days as a porn star, right? You're just kind of like, oh.
He literally said, "Watch the mic," and I looked at that one and I hit my head. That's what just went down.
That was fucking cool.
Yep. So there's two mics here.
That
Was
was
there
so
a question
fucking
at the top of the screen? Have we been watching the chat?
Welcome back to the Nerdery. I'm JD.
Oh, hello there, JD. I'm Ricky.
Giggles.
Oh man.
And dead air.
Yeah.
So I'm catching up on my chat right now.
Okay.
Good. Catch up on
Was
your
there
chat.
Is there anything we need to know?
We do need to know. Well, the audience needs to know. Once again, we are sponsored by Captain Jack's Elixirs, 322 East Texas Avenue, Baytown, Texas 77520. Phone number 281-837-3543. And also All Star Comics and Games, 6916 Garth Road, Baytown, Texas 77520. Phone number 281-839-7127.
All right.
Our topic.
Since we're waiting on Patty to get back, I'm going to go into a vape review because we do those as well.
Cool.
My Liasmo L1 was way past its prime. I was trying to sandbag and wait for the Segale T200, which is going to be a touchscreen, 200 watt temperature control mod. But I couldn't wait. So, my wife and I both got new mods. Hers is sitting right there. The tank is on her old mod.
Yeah. Whatever, shut up. Don't talk to me like that. I need a re-wick. Don't be an asshole on the air.
You're a weird woman, man.
I know it. Okay, I'm gonna not hit my head on the mic this time.
Okay, so I got the Smock G-Priv 220 temperature control, and I got it with the Smock Big Baby Beast tank.
Yes.
Now, I've been running a Buddha for a very long time. I love it because I have so much room for activities. And I've been very hesitant on going back to a tank because you do lose a lot of flavor when you go to a tank.
Usually you do.
Usually. But that's not the case with this one. The flavor's incredible. The airflow's a little bit more restrictive than that is, but obviously that is one of the heaviest breathing
Yeah. It's got
atomizers,
lots of airflow.
yeah, total that you can have. I think the only thing that flows better is the V3 Buddha, which is only slightly.
Yeah.
But it is more restrictive on the airflow, but the flavor's incredible, and there are actually 3 Beast tanks. You have the Baby Beast, the Big Baby Beast, and then the Cloud Beast. Cloud Beast is a beast of its own.
It's huge. It's a big tank.
But the Baby Beast and the Big Baby Beast use the same atomizers. They're very close to almost being exact. Obviously, the Big Baby has more, can hold more milliliters, has better airflow. But I'm seriously loving this thing.
It's awesome.
With the 0.2 atomizer in it, I can run up to 130 watts. I've yet to take it up that high.
It's really no need. You burn out your atomizers quicker that way.
Yeah, but yeah, it's absolutely incredible. It also came with a 0.15 atomizer, also very nice. And I was just looking for a little extra flavor, so I swapped it out last night. But yeah, I've been vaping on it for a couple days now. I got 410 puffs into it because it's got a puff counter, and I love it. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
Crank it up to 11 capes.
Yeah, nice.
And no, it's not a trap door. Batteries actually
mine's
load into the back. That is the predecessor to the G-Priv.
Yeah, this
that
is the
H-Priv.
H-Priv 220 watt.
Yes.
But it doesn't have the back door. It has a slide underneath it,
That's where this
which
has
I don't really like. But
the back door with 4 massive massive magnets.
Yeah, I was
I
about to
think I've
say.
set it down too many times
Back
on
door.
it, and now it doesn't want to turn on.
So now
sometimes.
JD's getting that backdoor action.
And I have to take the batteries out.
What?
Yeah, and this thing actually puts off some pretty serious cloud.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
I love
So
it.
that's why I got this guy, because he's got the side
oh yeah, that's a good box too.
thing. That's the new one.
Yes, Tanya went a couple steps back from the new one.
Yeah, I went back to the IPv5
Yeah.
because I had the IPv4 and I loved it,
Yes.
but then I got what the fuck is this guy? Sigeli.
213. Shoei 213.
Fuchai.
He's got the
Fuchai.
trapdoor guy, which I think when you set down the trapdoor too hard, too many times, you piss off the battery connection, and now sometimes it just doesn't want to fucking turn on for shit.
I had problems with mine too, though. It started eating my batteries. I don't mean physically eating them. I mean
there is
draining them
something
really
to-
fast.
And see, this was draining them faster than.
Yep.
And I think it's that fucking trapdoor bullshit.
Something about it.
So
Something
I went,
doesn't.
and see, I figured I'll get the new IPV because I
Yeah.
liked mine.
Yeah.
But the new one has the fucking trapdoor, and I don't want it. So I went
Yeah.
back to the 5, which was the last one they made.
The 5s were really
before
good.
The trapdoor happened. So.
The only problem
that's what I
was
got there.
how high have you turned yours up to?
Oh, I only run mine at like 30, 40.
Oh, okay. Because there was a glitch in a lot of them in the board that it wouldn't go above a certain wattage, even though it was rated to go up to like 200 or something.
212.
Okay, so like you had to go to the menu, go to the temp control, turn it all the way up, then go back to the menu and go to the watts, and then you could turn it up.
Yeah.
Like it bypassed it somehow.
Yeah.
So there was quite a few of them that had an
I'll
issue.
go up to like
but
45 when I'm trashed.
These
Then you
don't
probably
these don't
won't.
have
As far
like
as I go.
like firmware updates.
Yes.
some of them do.
Yes.
Some of them do.
But yeah, this thing's full touchscreen,
Usually
temp
if there's a
control.
little USB guy, that's what you. Yeah.
It recognizes if something's changed, and it'll ask you if it's
New
a new
coil.
atomizer or a new coil, and you have to confirm.
Yep.
And this is a feature that I actually love because I do a lot of driving after dark because I don't get off work 9 times out of 10 till like 6, and it gets dark on my way home. But when you go to hit it, and you're
lights
driving
up.
at night, you got this big bright light. Well, on this one, you can actually turn it off,
A lot of the devices do that.
and it doesn't blind me at all,
Yeah.
which I didn't know until I'd already purchased it.
That's awesome.
What?
Yeah.
It's like when you buy
Definitely good.
something for your circulation and you get an erection that lasts 4 hours.
It's a nice added bonus.
Like I was just trying to improve my blood circulation, but now I got a boner for 4 hours. And apparently I'm supposed to call them and say, well, hey, this thing's been longer than 4 hours. I need help. Like any man's gonna do that.
My brother actually commented on that. Dude, if I get an erection in the last 4 hours, I'm making a phone call, but I'm not calling a doctor.
Yeah.
Calling an escort service.
Yeah.
One bitch can't handle it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So let's get back.
Yes, the future of being a nerd.
There we go. That's our
Um,
topic.
Digital comics have taken over the world. Now we have Netflix. Everything's going digital. And it's taking, of course, a bigger and bigger share of the marketplace. Question is do you think it's going to keep going digital, or do you think it's pretty much going to stay right where it's at?
I would say, in my opinion, I think it's going to stay where it's at. I think print's too tangible and important, and I think it's been around
For
for such a long
collectors.
time for collectors.
Yeah.
I mean, I love, like for me, I collect vinyl. I've got vinyl that's old. You know, when I go to like stores to buy vinyl, I've got an original pressing of like Dark Side of the Moon that looks like shit but plays perfectly. And I love that now if I go and say, okay, well, especially like Trent Reznor with 9 Inch Nails material, he this year, or actually at the very end of 2016, they released a new EP, which is badass. Well, what he did was he said, I've fallen in love with the tangible. And I'm realizing now, he said something to the degree of CDs are kind of gone. Everything is either
it's
streaming.
true.
Everything is either streaming or, yes, it's tangible, but a CD, it just doesn't have that flavor anymore. So what he did was, he said he's re-releasing everything on vinyl because vinyl not only sounds better, it's analog, it has a fuller sound, but he's also including the digital files. Here's the best part. You can get the digital files, and we've talked about this several times on the Nerdery. CD is far below the quality of what's recorded on the console today. So he's releasing them in the full console quality, waves, FLACs, whatever you want. When you buy the album, it tells you, oh, get your digital copy, and you can pick wave, FLAC, whatever file type, MP3, and just download it immediately. And if you have a car radio like mine that plays it,
You can do
then you've
Bluetooth.
got it right there.
Yeah.
Or you can do it Bluetooth, or you can do it. There's several different ways of doing it now. The new EP he released on a vinyl with the digital copy, but if you just wanted the digital, he said it says on the website, will come in a custom, tangible source for you to deal with. And I'm like, okay, what is that? Well, all the people that leaked it to the press, one of the guys that was actually a writer for a music, I don't remember which music article, he said, my keyboard, after getting the new Trent Reznor 9 Inch Nails album, his keyboard was covered in like fingerprint dust. So they purposely did it where it like came in a gatefold, beautiful packaging, but it left a mark on you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really kick-ass. I mean, it's cool, but it's falling in love with that, like, tangible. You can't replace an original, even like what you've got up here with the Stan Lee Superman.
Yeah.
You can't replace that. If you get a digital copy on, Comixology or something from Amazon, you can't show that to somebody and just be like, look at this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
You can go here, wipe through the digital pages, and they'll be like, oh, that's cool. Here you go.
Yeah.
But when you see that, it's like, fuck, it's signed by him.
Yeah.
It's in mint condition. It's got the gold banner. Like, it's fucking sick. But that's why we have that,
And Stan Lee actually said in an interview a couple years ago, with the advent of digital comics, do you think that, physical comics, tangible comics will ever go out of style? And he said, no, I know they won't. And of course, the follow-up was why. He goes, boobs are great on a screen, but I'd much rather have one in the hand.
It's good.
Makes sense.
90-year-old man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have issues with the whole digital thing.
Oh, yeah?
I'm just so disappointed. Okay, I'm very much in the whole, I like the tangible, I want the thing, like, digital books, yeah, that's handy if you're traveling or something. That you don't bring a whole stack of books with you. But for, like, at home or anything like that, I hate digital anything.
Yeah.
I just fucking hate it. I hate that art is all moving digital. I hate that comics are moving digital. I hate that. I respect why it's being used, and a lot of the techniques and everything are beautiful, and I will totally give it that. But I fucking hate it. I'm very traditional about it. I want pen and paper and ink, and I want something. You know what I mean? I want heart into it. I don't feel that, like, physical connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it's a digital thing.
Yeah.
It's just different.
Well, here's my thoughts on it, personally. I don't think digital comics will ever take over. I think there are a few people that it's very convenient for, and they go that route. But a digital comic costs you the same as cover price on a physical comic. The problem is once you buy that digital copy, it has no more value.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have cover value anymore. Now, granted, most of these, I can get 50% store credit on the cover price. That's the way it goes.
But you can't resell your digital copy back to
Exactly.
Yeah.
At all. Like, you paid $3 for it, or $4 or $5, but it's worthless now. There's no value to it, and you can't show off. Here's my comic book collection. Scroll down.
Yeah.
You're like, no,
it doesn't
man.
have the same impact.
Yeah.
Like a physical comic, you like, dude, look at all my boxes.
You open the boxes and you're looking at these like freshly mint, bagged and boarded. Like it looks amazing, dude. Now it does take up more space.
It does,
but
I know I'm reminded of it fairly frequently.
Yeah, no, and it's funny. Like that's how it is when it comes to having a home. That's how it is. I'll bring, since we're talking about the tangible items, I'm gonna bring some vinyl that I have that I'm in love with, like really cool stuff, and we'll show it off just to show like.
And do keep in mind, we have a turntable.
Yeah, we can play it in the background.
Oh, dude!
See the vinyls all next to the left and right of the TV.
Yeah, we got to do that. And see, going back to music, like there's several different things we could talk about when it comes to gaming. I don't want to buy a digital download on PS4 that goes straight to my hard drive. I love opening that box. Like the 20th anniversary of Tomb Raider came with a book that had all this artwork and concept from over the 20 years of this game series. Awesome. But going back to the vinyl, one of my all-time favorite albums is Coral Fang from the Distillers. And when you bought it from the band, for one thing, you got it on 180 gram vinyl, which is huge now. You're getting it on a thick piece of vinyl that is not going to wear down easy. so it's not going to
not
ruin
gonna warp as easy.
over
Yeah.
time. It's not going to warp as easy, but it was gray marble. And then the album cover, I don't know if y'all seen it. It's an animated naked chick, basically kind of crucified, and she's bleeding out razors. Well, they did a special thing where they took the actual chick that posed for that photo, and they put her on it. So it's the actual naked body in black and white, grayed out and stuff. So the artwork is so much better when you bought that edition. And it's probably one of my proudest pieces in my vinyl, you know? So we can definitely jam that. It's a great record, too, by the way. But it's their last album since they broke up. I'm not bitter or anything, but I might cry. But, yeah, I've got picture discs from bands, and it's cool to see an album cover of a band you love, complete with the track listing on both sides.
Yeah.
That's badass, man. Like, it's just... You can't replace that by going on, let me go on Spotify and play all the Distillers. Okay,
Yeah.
here's the censored album cover because
Yeah.
apparently the Brits don't like a naked body on it. You know, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like it
I
changes.
thought the
everything.
Brits were more comfortable with naked bodies than we were.
Yeah, I know. I'm just making excuses
Okay.
to say that we're the greatest country in the world.
Oh my
Fucking
God.
America.
Oh my god.
Well, Tanya,
I don't know what you want me to say.
your opinions. Do you think nerdism will continue going digital? Do you think it'll stay where it is? Do you think it'll revert back to analog?
I mean, I think it's going to kind of go back and forth. I don't think it's going to all go digital, but I don't think it's going to all stay. I mean, I think it'll be like it is right now, but I think it'll fluctuate just like any other thing when you have two different ways of it going.
Yeah.
There'll be trends.
Yeah. And I mean, there's going to be books that some people, I'll buy that digital just because I want to read it, but I don't
Yeah.
really care if I have it. I don't need that added to my collection, but I want this one in print. So I don't see either of them going away, basically. Just like I want some, there's certain artists I want vinyl.
Yeah.
There's other ones that I want on CD because I want to play it in my car.
Yeah.
And then there's other ones that I got Pandora for that guy. He's alright, but I'm not going to pay for it.
Yeah.
Well, Patty, you were talking about art taking a more digital road, and yeah, a lot of comic book artists specifically are going digital because they can produce it faster.
Yeah.
They can do their own inking as
Which
they're
it is
doing
its
the
own
work.
skill. It is
It is an
there's
acquired
a talent
skill. Yeah.
required for it.
You're
I couldn't
talking
do
like
that.
Wacom tablets and shit?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
I saw this one, and I honestly think it was one of the people that we know and adore. But they were using some kind of drawing app thing, and they were drawing a chain. All they had to do was loop, 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 and there was loops of chain. That bugged the shit out of me. I felt so bad for getting annoyed, but that bugged the shit out of me because
because as an artist who
Yes.
has drawn 50 of the same fucking little tiny
Yes.
things.
Yes.
I'm just like, oh my god!
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's easier, and yes, I know you're producing
part
on a
that's-
schedule,
Yeah.
and it's harder, and I totally
But it's
understand
not
it.
fair when
but
you
it's
could
not
draw that
the
picture
same.
and they
And
could
it's
make
not their
that picture
craft.
and people look at it and go, I actually kind of like his better.
Yes. When so much heart and
Yeah.
like blood, sweat, and tears went into it, and
Yeah.
okay, not all of them are perfectly symmetrical and everything. I get it, fine, whatever. This other spot could have been better, but that's like your soul.
Yeah.
Like you're putting your soul into every piece you do.
I can justify like graphic design. I can justify that if I worked for like Elle magazine and needed to take like a lump out of Kim Kardashian's ass, but not a fucking comic book.
I'm not even comfortable with that.
Yeah.
The fact that they do
Yeah,
that
that bugs
they
the shit out
digitalize
of
all
me.
these
Yeah.
fucking women in this shit.
But what I mean is,
Yeah.
is if I had to make you look like $1 million when women are beautiful to begin
On
with,
a
but-
$10 budget.
on a $10 budget,
Yeah.
yeah, I get that. I
Yeah.
understand. I can somewhat justify that. But don't take
Say if
something.
you need a bitch with a better ass, pick up
don't
a bitch.
don't take don't take something that's amazing as is
Yeah.
and shit all over it with a Wacom tablet and like, or an iPad Pro or something. You know, I can understand us
What
putting the
impresses me is
nerdery
when people
logo
do
and
it by
saying, well,
hand
we
and
need
it
to
looks
add
good
red
enough.
right
Like,
here
yeah,
for the
that
Halloween
could have been
season.
digital.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Different, totally different.
Well, you also have artists who refuse to go digital. Alex Ross
Which I have a lot of
has
respect for that.
refused to go digital. David Mack is another one.
He couldn't do what he does digitally, though.
Freddie
David
Williams.
Mack's art.
Yeah.
Freddie Williams. Now, his coloring is digital, but all his work
Yeah.
is old-fashioned.
See, I can kind of see as long as you've done the skeleton of it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yourself in whatever, and then adding your
because
coloring,
the coloring just
maybe
takes so much time. But
yeah,
you've already put your skill
and
and
you might
heart
not
and
be
soul
able to
into
get it just right or whatever. I kind
Or
of
you don't want to fuck up your drawing by coloring it a little bit wrong.
Okay, I photocopy my shit.
Yeah.
I will draw a line work of anything I do.
Yeah.
Photocopy it. Then I work on that one. I don't ever work back on the original. I have all the original sketches. I go back to the one I copied and work from that one because if I fuck it up, print out another one.
Yeah.
Start over.
Yeah.
But like I'm still doing it manually.
Yeah.
And I just I guess it'd be called a purist.
Yes.
I'm a traditional. I want that fucking pen and paper. I want the heart. I want the soul. I don't want computer mass-produced product.
Yeah.
Give me the squiggly lines and the fuck-ups and all that. I want that.
Joe Satriani is guitarist that I love and adore, and I have always, probably always will. He's one of the best guitarists on the planet.
Yes, he is.
He did not go digital until 2004. He was one of the last virtuoso guitarists to go digital. The reason why is he said it took too long for digital to catch up with what I can do with an analog tape.
Yeah.
That's fucking impressive.
Like, even his delay pedals still used an old analog tape.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass. You got to change your tapes often, otherwise you're going to get a faint echo of what's been on there before. He goes, but it took too long for digital to catch up.
One of my favorite artists, I want to say it was probably about 13, 14 years ago. She went up into a cabin with a fucking recorder and her guitar. Made a whole album. It was fucking fantastic. Loved it. Ani DeFranco.
Yeah.
Fucking
I
amazing.
have that album.
Right? Wasn't it like 14 years ago
Fucking
almost?
great.
But she just went up into the woods and tape recorder. Here I am.
She recorded one album. I want to say it was Educated Guess.
Oh, I love that one too.
She recorded Educated Guess in an old church that they just rented.
Yeah.
And
that might have been the one I was talking about.
When they went in there, Tori Amos did it too. She went into an old church, and they both have said that when they heard the echo of the church, they were like,
yeah,
this sounds so much better than being in the studio. Like it adds some kind of depth to your vocals.
Well, they engineer the churches for that purpose.
Yeah. Right, which they do for the performance.
I remember being in choir in
part.
high school, and we sang on stage, we sang in the choir room, and then we went out to the church and sang for the first time, and it was
So
amazing what you could hear.
And when they bring up the volume in the vocals, their natural volume just getting louder and singing, it's so more boisterous because of the way that they engineer these churches.
Yeah.
And it's huge. Like Lily and I went to a church for a funeral, and when the vocals kicked up, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Man, I get why people start wigging out and stuff. Like I get
it's crazy to sing though, and
because
when you're singing, like if I were to sing right now, right here, I lose my voice out there somewhere.
Yeah.
But it like comes back to you, and you can hear yourself, and you even have that moment of holy shit. That's me singing right now.
And that goes back to digital and analog. That goes, like from a music standpoint, that right there, what we're talking about with staging.
Yeah.
When I could play two speakers because we have two ears, and you could close your eyes and go, holy shit, because it's not some streamed down MP3 that sounds like shit. It's the full sound. You can actually close your eyes and say, holy shit, the drums are right here. The bass is coming. They're playing the bass right there. The guitar is over here, and the vocalist is actually standing over here. Like, they do that in the studio on purpose, and you get it because it's such a high resolution. You're hearing it the way it was recorded.
Yeah.
And you can't replace that.
Yeah.
You just can't.
I know one of the original 4 self-titled Led Zeppelin albums was actually recorded in an old Scottish castle.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not a church, but a castle. Because...
Houses of the Holy.
No, that was recorded in a church. One of the original 4 self-titled.
Okay.
They recorded in an old Scottish castle because Jimmy Page would just go out and find places that sounded cool.
Yeah. That's what you should do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's absolutely what you should do.
Well, now they just auto-tune it after they fucking play it, and then we're good.
Now, here's
make it sound like it was put in a fucking Scott. No, it's not the same.
Now, here's a cool little tidbit of information that I found out recently, because I was looking into George Lucas and all his assets that he still currently owns. Because he sold Lucasfilm to Disney. Yeah, he still gets a check from it.
Yep.
But what else? People tend to forget that when he made Star Wars, he wanted special effects that hadn't been done before.
Industrial Light and Magic.
Yeah, he wanted
THX.
He wanted specific sound effects. that had never been done before. So they didn't have it. So he founded all these other companies to do these things. And Skywalker Sound, the original sounds that were used for the first trilogy, George Lucas himself went out and found, like the sound of a laser blast. That's him tapping on a rock, tapping with a rock on a restraint cable for a power pole. And I remember learning that and actually going out there and listening to it. Now, what I didn't know is Skywalker Sound has kept those originals. Of course, they've cleaned them up, they've made them sound better, but they still have, it's still that same analog sound that was used in The Force Awakens and Rogue One. So, yeah, it's had digital aftertouching, but it's still the original analog sound because, shit, why do we need to change it? And to get the different tones, they slowed the tape down or sped the tape up.
Yeah.
That's something that you can do with analog, and it's nothing tricky. You don't need an extra machine or an extra program. They literally reached out and drugged their finger on the tape.
Yeah.
And slowed it down.
Yeah.
Or put their finger on the other tape and pulled it a little harder.
As opposed to Pro Tools, start here, finish here, right click, and slow it down. It's a totally different aspect. That's why, like, have y'all seen Sound City?
No.
The documentary? I think it might still be on Netflix. If not, I can bring you on the Blu-ray. Sound City Studios was where some of the best bands of all time recorded their albums. Nirvana's Nevermind was recorded on this particular console. Sound City started going out of business. Metallica had released Death Magnetic off of there. Fleetwood Mac had recorded there. Some of the greatest albums of all time were recorded on this console because it had such a unique analog sound.
Yeah.
And when they were going out of business, Dave Grohl bought that console, kept it completely as is, put it in his house, and now records bands on that console. So the album he played on, one of the best albums ever as far as grunge music goes and post-punk, he owns the console that he recorded on. That's fucking
really cool.
great.
That is pretty fucking
but
cool.
if I really need to bring y'all the documentary. If we can't find it on Netflix, you guys would love it. It's that good. They interview some of the best guitarists ever that were like, man, I've never gotten my guitar to sound as good as it did recording on that console. And it's fucking amazing. But you know,
I had a lot of amps growing up, playing in bands, and for a long time I used solid state because it is a more consistent sound. If I'm using this PV Studio Pro 12 or using that PV Studio Pro 12, they're going to sound the same. There's no difference in the tones. But it lacks something, and I never could put my finger on it, and I always wanted a JCM 800. Big Marshall, British-made, heavy as shit, and I got one, and I love that thing. And I've played on a ton of other JCM 800s.
Yeah.
None of them sound like mine does. Mine, like, they all sound a little bit different, and you can't quite put your finger on exactly what the differences are.
Yeah.
But you know it's there. You can feel the difference, and that's the reason I refuse to get rid of my vacuum state amp. It's too cool. I recorded 2 albums with it, and unfortunately for my third, I went back to solid state because I needed a more consistent tone because I was doing more radical shit. But I'm never going to get rid of that thing. I love it.
I feel kind of bad being a nerd and being such a purist because I feel like I should want to move forward with the times and to be more technologically forward thinking, and I'm just not. Absolutely not.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think if we handed you, like, say, an iPad Pro with the Apple Pencil and got you some of the best editing software or whatever and just let you paint and draw, I think it'd be fucking brilliant. But if you're a purist, there's something that you can't replace.
Yeah.
There's a reason you're a purist. There's a love in that art.
The smell of the paper, the feel of the graphite, it's different.
Dude, linseed oil, Cloud9.
It's that same love
Cloud9.
that, like, driving back into Houston one time when I saw that the Be Someone was gone.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? That like, it was like
That's
a
my
sinking,
favorite thing in all of Houston.
Yeah, that was like a sinking feeling in my heart. And then when I saw it was back, but looked almost exactly the same,
but
but
not the
different
same.
colors. It's
It
not the
did
fucking
different
same.
artisan.
Yeah.
It's not the way that it was. That was what was beautiful about this city, is because somebody thought, be someone. Somebody thought, man, the 5th Ward looks like shit. The 2nd Ward looks like shit. Some of Clear Lake looks like shit. We've got people begging for money on the side of the road in rich parts of town.
Yeah.
But they put that. And that was a beautiful message, and it just got shit on by whoever thought, I'm going to cover it up.
Yeah.
Which I heard that it was the original artist that covered it up. So...
I don't know. That sounds like bullshit.
Yeah. It's just what I had heard, but...
Yeah.
That feeling.
No, they went
is
off and
what a
became
purist-
someone, is what they did.
That's what it was.
And
He's
then
like,
some
you know
other
what?
person was pissed off, and they were like, "That fucker made something to themselves."
He said, I'm a person too, Bob. Goddammit. Oh man. But yeah, man, it's as far as, which is cool that like this is probably our favorite discussion that we've had for me so far, is because every bit of our nerdiness, all of us, the same thing with like Patty and I, we love horror movies. Chris loves horror movies. With that, when you're talking about making the laser sounds, fucking Jason Voorhees, what they did was they spoke into an actual respirator, like a rebreather for scuba gear, and when it was the he was saying kill mommy. Remember when he was going kill a mommy, and it was the mom from the original Friday the 13th. They were saying kill ma, and they were looping it, so they're speaking into this thing, and kill ma, and that's all they did was kill and ma, and it was going kill ma, and it's iconic to this day. There is not a movie or video game involving Jason where it's not in there. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's the same reason, like I always bring it up because it's my favorite film. John Carpenter screened with no soundtrack whatsoever Halloween, and people were like, yeah, it was not that scary. But added all these drill sounds and hits a piano with this weird organ sound that he used on a Korg. Really badass synthesizer. All these little bitty, like, I think there was at one point where it went, you know, like, stupid sounds like that, and it terrified people.
Yeah. And again, that goes back to the putting your heart and soul into it, putting work into
you know?
it, versus now where they can just be like, click, click, click. That
Right.
sounds good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying there's no skill in that.
Yeah.
Because there
But
is
it's like with the
some, you
digital art
kind of
thing.
gotta know a little bit of what should go where.
Yeah.
But
But you're
it's
not going
just
out
not
going,
the
what can we
fucking
make
same.
this sound out
Yeah.
of? Give me a minute. Let me think. There's
It's
some
a different-
straws and duct tape. Let's
Yeah.
make a fucking sound.
This goes right back. Okay, I've always said there's a difference between an artist and a painter. They're two entirely different entities.
Yeah.
An artist creates from the soul, and a painter goes, I'm gonna paint this tree. And they fucking paint a tree.
Yeah.
The end. Like, there's no, like,
Yeah.
real inspiration or... I mean, it's hard to describe other than, like, divine inspiration, but that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But just, like, that calling of the, oh my god, this idea, no matter how fucking crazy
Yeah.
it is,
Yeah.
you're just compelled from your gut to fucking create this thing.
That's one thing I thought was awesome. That lady we met at the concert last night, she was talking about her daughter that does art, and she does photography, and she'll take pictures of just the most random shit, and then she'll write a poem
Yeah.
about this picture that she took.
Yeah.
And now this picture of some cigarette butts on the ground
is
has this
something.
deep meaning behind it, and that's fucking art.
And I love that. That's art. That is being an artist. That's not
Exactly.
a photographer.
Yeah.
That's not a painter. That, you know what I mean? Like,
And then the other difference between it is the painter painted the tree because I could probably sell a tree.
yeah,
Like,
and that tree's kind
somebody
of
wants
pretty.
to see the tree, somebody else would want
Yeah.
this, versus you who's just like, I want to paint this fucking tree because
Yeah.
it's the coolest looking tree I've ever seen, and
Yeah.
it means something to me.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I need it on paper.
And it takes so much out of your art when other people are like that.
Yeah.
You know, I've been to I don't know how many art shows
Yeah.
and like fairs and stuff like that with artists all lined up. I worked one. I had my booth set up and everything, and just it was gut wrenching for me to walk through and going, well, there's a bird and there's a tree and there's a beaver over there and fucking kill me now. There was nothing of any interest in most of those situations.
No original thought.
Yeah,
No,
but when you
none.
look at your own shit, putting it out there for somebody
Yeah.
to come and look at it.
That's really
That feeling is where you're
You
like,
feel
I knew what I was
naked.
feeling when I made
Yeah.
that. Like, that's like a person who writes a song for a pop hit on the top
Yeah.
40 charts
Yeah.
versus a person that was like living on the streets,
Yes.
broke,
yes.
get beat up by like 7 dudes, almost
Straight
bled
from
to
the
death,
heart.
and
Yeah.
then wrote that song about that time that they bought heroin under the bridge.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
you know what I
completely,
mean? Like,
completely
it's a
different.
totally different
Yeah.
aspect.
Now, as an artist, I sit there and I do all my little stupid sketches to sell at work, and like half the time I'm like, okay, this guy's the most popular right now. I'm going to do him because
Yeah.
I know he'll sell. But the other half of the time, I'm thinking, what have I never fucking seen before?
Yeah.
What has never fucking happened in a comic book and really fucking should?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm fucking
Yeah.
doing. Or sometimes I want to draw somebody that's just insanely
Yeah.
angry. I'm going to fucking draw the Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking pissed. But we were talking about Analog Sounds a minute ago, and I got to mention this band, A Perfect Circle.
Yeah.
Well known for using,
That
very
man's a
organic
fucking genius. Straight up. Which one is it?
Count Bodies Like Sheep.
I love that one. Oh, I think that's one of
That's
my
on
favorite
Emotive,
ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's something
which was
so
their
like
weakest, but yet had some badass shit on it.
there's something about that song that just gets to you right to your core. I fucking love that song.
Yeah.
And you can hear that. You can hear them dragging chains on like concrete.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. He dropped some bolts
Yeah.
on the floor, a ruler at the end of a table
Yeah.
being flipped, a door creaking, shit
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I fucking love that song. There's just something about it. It's almost primal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the second, like especially loud headphones, lots of bass, whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's just something fucking primal about that
Yeah.
beat. Like
Yeah.
it's so intense.
Now, here's an example of me being cool in the future, which is really lame when you think about it. When I had my daughter, I was a single dad raised by a single dad, and I had no fucking clue what the hell I was doing. And I didn't want to listen to some lame-ass fucking nursery rhymes to put my daughter to sleep.
Yeah.
So I would pop APC, Emotive in, or Alter Bridge, Blackbird, and she could not stay awake through the song.
Really?
Yes.
Aww.
Just out.
Yeah.
Within a minute and a half into the song, she's out. Done.
That's awesome.
That too, the way that we learn from the people in our lives. Like I'll be in the car with Ellie, and I'm playing like The Descendants, and that's like one of my all-time favorite punk bands, probably my favorite. They were the first ones that really started a sense of melody, not just some angry, pissed off punk rock. Like
Yeah.
they had poppy shit, but they also had really angry punk rock. And I'm playing one of their songs, and it's When I Get Old. And it's the way that I view myself. When I hear it, it's the way that I view myself. Like, I still want to be that cool dad. And I'm playing it, and I look in my rear view because I hear something, and I thought my speaker was fucked up. It was my kids singing it.
Aww,
backseat.
that's the best.
And I'm like, I look back, and I'm like, that's my girl.
Yes, yes.
We're driving and stuff, but like, she loves, as a nerd, she loves everything that we love.
Yeah.
She's obsessed with The Nightmare Before Christmas, Tim Burton films.
Yep.
Like, I fuck with her head sometimes because I'll play like the soundtrack to Beetlejuice because all Tim Burton except for Sondheim, the Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
Every other film is Danny Elfman from Oingo Boingo.
Yeah.
So if you listen to Oingo Boingo or you listen to Danny Elfman's compositions, it throws her off because she'll hear it and she hears the exact same scales
Yeah.
and different melody, but she hears them and she'll go, "Oh, Jack Daddy, Sally right here." She's describing
Aww.
to me, and I go, "No, baby,
So she
watch."
knows.
And then it switches, bum 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 bum, and she's like, "No, Daddy, that's not it." Like she knows
Aw.
Yeah.
when the melody switches that it's not the Nightmare Before Christmas soundtrack.
Yeah.
And it's really cool that we do that to her, but it's amazing how a child learns from
Yeah.
artistry.
Yes.
Not just, Buddha, 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 rocking everywhere.
Oh, God.
They will learn from that. And if you let them, they'll learn from that. I don't know that you want them to learn that, but, whatever.
I kind of hope that A Perfect Circle would stick with our oldest, but it didn't. She likes boy bands and
Oh God.
the pop stuff. And
No. She needs to hang out with Lily
listens
more.
to like decent music, but not like good music.
Yeah.
It'll change.
Just get her to hang out with Lily more.
Now,
Yeah.
we have a video taken in the back of my car, and no, it's not like that. Calm down. I was listening to Skrillex. Yes, I know
Yeah.
it's digital music.
Favorite
I know,
video
but I
ever.
do like him because I liked him before.
From first to last.
And it was is Bangarang.
Yes.
And
there's a
she's in the
video
back of the
of Harmony
car,
back
and I've
there
got the
just
sub rocking.
No.
But she was sitting there, and she had her eyes covered, and she would
Yeah, when
pull
it
her
does
hands
the
away.
loud bang-a-ring, that
Yeah,
part.
and then the hands go back.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
I love that video. I think she still
Yeah.
has it.
That's hilarious.
Because she did that for the like they do it like 3 times and then it like
Yeah.
picks up and,
And
then
then
the
she
song
just went
and then
crazy.
she was just jamming out.
No.
So it's like she knew when that beat was gonna hit
Yeah.
and then did it and then went back and then did it and she wasn't even 2. I think she was
Yeah.
like a year and a
Cute.
half.
Yeah, it's a trip, man. It's something because we're headed in every field of the nerdery. Where we're headed from all of the things that we love. I don't think digital will ever fully take over. I really don't. But even now, like, I just got a 4K Blu-ray player. I sent it off, by the way. They're gonna fix it. Thanks, Samsung. Thanks for fixing my less than 1 month owned Blu-ray player that the cooling fan went out. I'm not bitter. Fuck y'all. But we went from DVD. Well, we went from beta and VHS to DVD to Blu-ray 1080p to now 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. And there's not very many of them out there. They have started to realize that, hey man, everybody's got a fast enough internet connection to stream 4K movies. Why don't they just buy them digitally? And that's kind of what they're doing.
Wow.
Sucks, but that's
Yeah.
kind of what they're doing. You know, that is what it is.
Well, here in 2 weeks, JD's hitting up Movie Exchange and is going to pick up a whole bunch of HD DVDs because they're dirt cheap.
Nice.
Fucking right.
Because I have an HD DVD player.
Very nice.
Hashtag not dead technology.
Right.
Betamax just died in 2013. Just died.
Didn't
It-
they just stop making VHSs too? Like the players?
Yeah. I think,
I think
this
that was
past
within
year
the
was
past
the
year,
last
yeah.
year.
You just sounded like you were token up. Didn't they just stop making like
The frog throat.
I was just waiting for
It
it to be
happens
like,
sometimes.
Dave's not here, man.
Oh, vinyl. I was gonna say that. You're talking about the cool shit with vinyl and shit. Cheech and Chong had
Yeah.
the giant rolling paper in their fucking vinyl. It was so funny. I remember.
I remember when I had it.
Oh, no, my dad had
I
the
was in a
album.
tough spot and I used it.
No, my dad had it, and I was like, "What is this?" Like, I was too young to know. I was pretty
Yeah.
sheltered, you know, and he explained it. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't use the whole thing.
As
There was
far
a
as I
big
know,
chunk
somebody
of
still
like
has that
of
album
just blank
with
white.
the rolling paper in it.
Well, that's when I used it.
Big shout out to my good friend John. He bought that album new when it came out, took it home, opened it up, realized what was in it, and immediately went back and bought another copy of it on vinyl and
Nice.
left it sealed.
Very nice, smart man.
So he still has both of the papers.
Very
Now,
nice.
I lucked into inheriting my father's vinyl, and I have an original copy of the British release of Judas Priest's Rock-a-Rolla.
Oh, nice.
One that was not released in the U.S. because it was copyright fraud in the United States.
Yeah.
Because it was the soda cap on top of all the Coca-Cola caps. So that was not issued here.
That's cool though.
I don't know how he got his hands on it, and once I found out what it was, I didn't tell him and I didn't ask.
No.
We also went from, and I say we as people, not like us,
Like we the people.
we the people.
We the people.
When vinyl was the primary source of music, Sticky Fingers came out from the Rolling Stones, and it had an actual zipper. You know, remember it was a picture of the crotch? Had an actual zipper. Back then, you got to keep in mind, remember anytime you open a CD and it says this disc has been manufactured to meet all specifications, if you find something wrong with it, you call this number. Back then, how easy was it to fuck up vinyl that was that thin?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they didn't press them all perfectly and then
Yeah.
go and listen to every one of them and say,
Yeah.
ship it. So they would replace them at no additional charge. You would just be like, hey, my record's fucked up. They'd send you another one. Hey, my record broke. They'd send you another one. It was that easy. Well, they had to re-release that vinyl because the zipper was, every time you'd zip it up, it was cutting right into the record.
Oh,
Did it
And
have a
so
sleeve inside of it?
there was a sleeve,
But
but
it
that
just
zipper
was-
would figure out a way to turn this way and just cut right through all of it.
Figure out a way.
I learned that when I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Florida. They have like a
Yeah.
place that you can go that's really badass. I got to see Kurt Cobain's clothing and Jim Morrison's leather pants.
Oh.
I got to see Prince's outfits, Michael Jackson's clothing. Like, I saw some badass shit. I saw the original Like a Virgin dress from the album cover. And it's all like yellow now because the white has
Oh,
turned
yeah.
yellow over time. So it's
They
got
had a
like
lot of cool shit at
beige
the
color.
Hard Rock Casino in
That's what it
Vegas.
was. That's what it was.
That's actually what I was about to
It was
say.
the Hard Rock thing. Yeah, that's what it was.
So
Yeah,
when
we
we were in
s-
Vegas, they had Prince and Michael Jackson and
Yeah, we stayed at
like
the Hard Rock
original shit
Hotel
where
right
you're
off
like,
the
I
strip.
fucking saw that on that video
Yeah.
that one time. Marilyn Manson's, I don't remember which costume it was.
I
the
can't
blue
remember.
fuzzy.
Yeah, from Rock is Dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they had that one there.
Yeah, they had a lot of really cool stuff.
It's just cool to see it though, and you're like, oh my god, like 20 years ago I saw that on
Yeah.
TV, and I'm looking
They have
at
a
the real.
huge double-sided, or actually it's four-sided display case
Yeah.
full of nothing but Beatlemania.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Like
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff Beatles.
Yeah.
It's all
I,
the old
um,
vintage.
Since we're
shit.
talking about artistry, one of my all-time favorite artists is H.R. Giger.
Oh, I
And,
love him.
You know, like, come on, man. He made the xenomorphs for Alien. There is a documentary on Netflix called Dark Star.
That one's
And
so good.
Oh, fuck yes,
so
it is.
good. It's a reader
So
though.
good.
You have to
So
expect
good.
it though.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared. It's a reader.
Yeah, it's a
You have to
reader
pay attention.
because it's really silent. There's no musical soundtrack, but watch it. But H.R. Giger designed Jonathan Davis's microphone stand.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
For $500,000, and he bought
that.
2 of them. Do the math. So Jonathan, I think the Untouchables tour, they came to Ozfest or something, and we went.
That'd be $1 million.
And yeah,
just get
he did the
there?
math.
No, I was aware. I just realized, man,
Well,
we might
he-
have some people who suck at numbers.
They had like, if you buy these tickets and you pay like an extra $5, you can go into Jonathan Davis's like memorabilia type museum, and I got to stand in front of that microphone stand and look at it, and
That's
I teared
fucking
up
awesome.
Oh, I bet.
because like I looked at
I bet it was
and,
breathtaking.
and he was still
God.
alive at the time. Like he only died in 2014,
Yeah.
and I teared up because I grew up with his work.
Yeah.
And he's inspired so many, and like it's always so crude. One of my closest friends is a tattoo artist, and people would come in and ask for H.R. Giger's work and say, "Can you do this piece?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's do it." Guy Aitchison, probably one of the best tattoo artists ever. The guy who creates a painting, turns the painting into a sculpture, and then tattoos it on somebody. And
That's pretty
his
cool.
sister Hannah is one of the most amazing tattoo artists
Yep.
as well.
She was on LA.
She was on LA Ink. She's really cute, actually. Her work is amazing, but this is
Totally
artistry.
different style.
Totally different style. Very colorful, which I'm really into colorful, but his work is unbelievable. You know, it's just it's amazing to see a mind like that.
Yeah.
I cried the day he died. Legit bawled.
See,
Every time
I-
we lose an artist, I bawl. Like it's just.
Yeah.
I feel like when one artist dies, it's like it's not a Highlander moment where everybody else gets more power. It's a loss. It's such a fucking
I
loss.
teared up at the William Peter Blatty
Oh, I know.
because that to this day is still the only film that actually scares me.
yeah,
But I'm also
and it was an amazing piece of writing too. Not just the movie. I actually read the book, and that was an amazing piece of writing.
See, I bawled when John Lee Hooker died.
Yeah.
which I don't blame you. John Lee Hooker, B.B. King. If Clapton dies,
Yep.
I'll be thoroughly sad. That's Slow Hand. Like
Yeah.
I grew up loving his guitar. You know, if Satch dies, I'm not gonna be happy. May not cry, but
I'll cry.
Yeah.
I'll cry him or Steve Vai.
Steve Vai, dude. Like every time you see the
Especially
movie
before we get to
Crossroads,
see him.
Yeah.
if you see the movie Crossroads and you
Never
see
seen it.
Steve Vai played the devil that's playing guitar against Ralph Macchio, it fucks you up because he's that good.
This is actually Steve Vai playing live one of his songs for the love of God with an orchestra backing him.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Crossroads
No.
with Ralph Macchio?
Nope.
Yeah, Steve Vai is who they do dueling guitars at the end, and they're dueling, and he does this big solo, and he's real like wild because he's kind of like the
Yeah,
devil.
Steve Vai's kind of out
He's
there
kind of
already.
Well, his character, he's kind of like the devil.
Yeah.
So he comes out and he's ripping it up and just shredding. Well, Ralph Macchio's like blues trained, so he's got a slide on his finger, and he's just wow, and he's playing and playing. He's doing the same type of stuff, and it's actually pretty cool for guitar players.
The only Crossroads movie I know had Britney Spears in it.
Probably the guitarist that'll hit me the hardest when he goes would be Mark Kendall.
Yeah.
At one point, yes, I was younger and I could shred. I could play fast all day long, and it didn't bother me a bit. I developed tendonitis in my wrist,
Yeah.
and I couldn't do it without putting myself in excruciating pain. So, as a shredder, it left me kind of lost on a musical style. And I was hanging out with my dad a lot at the time, and he was a huge Great White fan, and I fell in love with Mark Kendall and his style of writing and playing, and I've been a fan ever since. He inspired actually the paint job on that guitar over there.
And he signed that guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually my artwork right there.
Aw.
That's my painting.
I've already lost my musician.
I'll bring it on camera before the show's over.
I've
Which
already
one?
Bowie.
Oh,
I'm still crushed. I'm
yeah,
still not okay.
David Bowie, that was
so fucking hard for me.
we lost the Goblin King, man.
Yeah, right?
We lost.
He was the king of many things.
But he touched on so many different genres. Like I said, I love Nine Inch Nails. I always have. And when he came out with Earthling,
yeah,
produced
that was
by
crazy.
Trent Reznor, you got to hear David Bowie do something he hadn't done
Yeah.
before, and it was fucking amazing.
He was always like an innovator. He
Yeah.
was always on to the next step,
Yeah.
on for something interesting.
That's actually my artwork. And the band Great White actually got their name from his nickname, because he's almost albino. He's pale white skin, platinum blonde hair, and he always either played a white Les Paul or a white Fender Stratocaster. And they were originally Dante Fox. And the record company said, that name's really not going to work.
Yeah.
You'll have to think of something. And
Great White.
Great White, because they always introduced him on stage as the Great White.
Yeah.
And he had so many shark-themed guitars, and then when I painted that one like the Flying Tigers, I was like, you know what? This is where it's coming from. And yes, I tracked down all the members of Great White, because they're now split into two different bands, and I got them all the members to sign the front of it.
None of them in that fire with the pyrotechnics.
None of the
them
original
lost
members.
their lives.
None of the original members.
None of the originals.
The new rhythm guitarist, he lost his life, and I believe they had another drummer at the time. I believe he passed away in two stagehands.
It sucks.
It's a club problem.
See, and I'm a native Texan, so when we talk about guitar, I grew up listening to metal and stuff. So when like Dimebag Darrell Abbott died,
Yeah.
like that was a blow. And so
Yeah.
like I no joke, I was listening to Far Beyond Driven on the way here. Like I was listening to Pantera on the way here, and like that was a blow because that guy, he was a shredder, and
Yeah.
everybody loved him. Like he was just a pothead that loved his fans and just played the shit out of that guitar.
Yeah.
So yeah, that to me is artistry. When you can go, like you can't take people like Joe Satriani and not give them their credit, because he fucking taught Kirk Hammett to play guitar. Like Kirk Hammett plays guitar because of Satch.
Yeah.
And
it's actually, when I found that out, I actually started comparing the music of two, and that's the reason I'm not a big Metallica fan anymore.
yeah,
Yeah. But I was always interested in weird and crazy sounds. Crazier sounding instruments. And I don't know if any of y'all have ever heard of a bandura, but it's pretty much the harp of Russia. It's an incredibly sounding guitar. A Waterphone.
I like the, I don't know what the, sitar maybe? The
Sitars?
guitar thing from India.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that sound.
It's still on here.
There you go.
Guzings. It's a Cantonese instrument. But yeah, I've always been interested in all those odd sounding instruments, and you can't simulate those tones digitally. That's a bandura.
Yeah.
It's a cross between a harp and a guitar. and
Yeah.
it's-
Sounds like the opening theme song to like Doogie Howser.
But yeah, I firmly believe digital will never fully conquer everything.
Too many purists?
Yeah, there are too many purists, and there's too many qualities that they can't replicate.
But I do think there's probably going to be less purists throughout the generations, too.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Art.
Unless
You
we
consider,
teach our
like,
children to
if
be
you think
purists,
about it, like
too.
our grandparents, their generation, they're all purists.
Yeah.
And then our parents, there were less. This generation, there's less.
Yeah.
So it is going to...
We need to teach our children the importance of the old, not just the exciting new.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I did get excited when we went to Joan Jett and Hart, and the girls fucking loved it.
Yeah.
And we got them shirts and everything. So
Yeah.
they've got like their first band shirt from the concert. And that was something that I had to explain because we were standing in line. They don't have kid-sized t-shirts. So
Yeah.
I know I'm buying them an oversized pajama shirt, but they're going to keep this fucker and it's going to be
Yeah.
awesome.
But then it'll be
And then
vintage.
Laura was trying to pick, and she said, I think I like that one the best. And I was like, well, what's your second favorite? She said, that one. And I was like, I think you should get that one because it has tour dates on the back. And she was
Yeah.
like, what are tour dates? And I was like, oh, I get to teach you all about this. Trust me, when you get
Yes.
older, you're going to be glad you bought that
Exactly.
shirt and not that shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And there were people in line behind me that were like getting into it too. They're like, oh yeah, honey, trust me, when you get older.
Aw. That's adorable.
Anytime
both
you're
got
teaching
shirts
your
with
kids
tour
something
dates.
and someone backs you up, especially
Yeah.
someone you don't know, you feel like being like, fucking right.
Right? I'm winning.
Especially when you're at a concert with your kids and the people are like, oh my god, yeah, listen to her. You're
Yeah.
going to want that shirt.
But then when you get that one person, you're like, baby, don't do that. And like you get that one person that's like, is it really a big deal? I'm like, bitch, I don't know. You almost slit your throat in front of your kids. Are you fucking...
You should hear what I tell 12-year-olds online,
Yeah.
bitch.
Bitch, you don't know me. Get on Xbox. What? I will fuck your mother. I don't care if she's 80. I'll do it. No, but I wouldn't do it.
Nice segue there. No, but, you know. Anyway.
I gotta quote my uncle here. Don't fuck with that old man. You don't know who he's killed.
Right?
Yeah.
I gotta get him on the show.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like, just to sit over there and just make comments.
Nice.
Yeah.
I realized we did leave things out, though, teaching our kids stuff, because they know all about vinyl and records and how to properly take care of them and how the sound is different. They hear it, too. They
Yeah.
know. And I don't even like buying new vinyl. I like buying old, used, hiss-pop, crackle vinyl. Mm-hmm. Where every now and then there's that one song that you know it's got that fucked up spot in it, but it's okay. It's okay.
It's like
I can
my
skip
love
through
for
that one song
VHS.
on this one right
It
here.
is my
Yeah.
love for VHS.
That's what I love about
Done in
records.
vinyl.
And so my kids know all about vinyl. But then something came up about a cassette, and one of them goes, what is a cassette? And I was like, oh shit, we skipped some areas.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go over this.
My daughter didn't know what a basketball was
That's
until she
ruining
was
artistry.
4.
What's happening?
Apple went and changed something that's been in existence for how long?
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
No
Leave it to fucking Apple.
No headphone jack.
Holy shit.
That's weird.
I have a Yeah
Cocksuckers.
Yeah Yeah's vinyl picture disc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One track on it. One of the best tracks on it. Has like something in there that I can't get out of the groove, and it'll be playing it. And once it hits that part of the album, I know just move the needle a little bit. Because I don't even know what part of the song,
Yeah.
but she'll say these lyrics and it goes, "Bop," and she'll say these
Yeah.
lyrics and it goes, "Bop." And like at some point, I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna fuck with somebody and figure out how to gap something.
How to fix that one
on
gap.
a creepy song, like you know, a song that's saying like, you know, kill everyone, just kill everyone, kill everyone, kill everyone. And I'll be like, yes.
Yes,
Some days that's what you
I'm
need
gonna do that to
listen
Lily and be like, babe, it's what? I don't hear that. The song is going just fine. What?
What's the problem?
You don't hear that repeat and kill everyone? You do? We're getting the fuck out. Crazy. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Some days that's what you need to listen to. Some days that's what keeps you from killing everyone.
No, me and Adam need to start a new
That's what
band
I
and
love
just
about
write
dope.
songs about like fucking with 12-year-olds on Xbox or something.
So how much does a pair of those headphones cost?
These came with the phone, but
But how
that
much
was
does it
the
cost
thing.
for a replacement pair of headphones?
Well, they have an adapter that goes from Lightning to 3.5 millimeter headphone jack.
Okay.
$9.
Okay.
So it's about that big,
And they sell
it
it
also
for that?
came with the phone.
Or that's like an aftermarket.
If you buy
other
them, they're
company?
$9, but one comes with the phone. So
That's not bad.
it's not bad, but it's emphasizing the fact that like now they have AirPods, which are these
Cordless.
Without a
wireless.
cord, yeah.
There's no way you just put them in
Yeah.
and they're completely wireless. And it's the same thing with networking. There's a reason that outside of where I live right now, my router goes outside the house, up the brick, inside the bedroom to another router, because there's
Yeah.
certain content that you want to watch and you never know if the Wi-Fi is going to go out or
Yeah.
something like that. So I just have it hardwired. All the other stuff that's not that important to me, that's how much of a nerd I am, dude. It's pathetic, but I love it.
Actually, the computers that are currently broadcasting this are hardwired to our router because Wi-Fi is not quick enough.
Yep.
We lose a lot of video quality.
Right. And it's like routers were doing 2.4 gigahertz bandwidth, so does your microwave. So if Tanya turned on the microwave to cook something, the Wi-Fi could get some interference and slow down, and it's just, then they came out with 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. But there are devices that run on 5 gigahertz. So
Yeah.
it's just, you're never going to end it, you know? It's
And we want y'all to have the clearest picture we can get you.
right.
So you can
Especially
stare at
compared to
me.
what we started with.
Yes. And I actually got asked recently, very recently, like last night, how we actually got started. It's funny you should ask. We started with a $30 piece of shit phone,
Yeah.
which still gets brought out from time to time when something goes bad.
And then we upgraded to like a $30 piece of shit camera. And then continued from there.
And right now we are coming to you in stunning 360p, which we are moving to 1080 hopefully soon.
Soon.
Which 1080 is the sweet spot. Like, we don't need to stream in
Yeah,
4K
there's no
so
point
somebody
going
at
past
home
that.
could be like, fuck, Ricky is sexy. You already know that. I know that. Fucking, at least our 85 million viewers on right now know that. So
It would be
just-
blinding if we put you
Right.
at more than
And
1080.
nobody
It'd be
needs that kind of
overwhelming.
pressure.
Yeah.
You know, nobody needs that kind of
I
pressure.
actually have them lower my prescription a little when I get glasses because I know I'm going to be looking at your ass.
That's
So
right. That's right. It is what it is. I mean, you know.
it's a hard life, man.
Yeah. That's why I like, and see with Chris here, that's too much sexy. So I tried to sit a little further away from Chris because otherwise people go
blinding.
blind.
Yeah.
Then JD shows up and I'm like, JD, go behind the camera, you're too hot. And then he goes behind the camera, I'm JD, and you can't see me because otherwise the world would implode. So we're doing this for y'all.
Solid logic.
It's all for you.
Fucking right.
But we're all out of time. We're actually over time. So, final thoughts? Anybody? Everybody?
Ink and paper, bitches.
I was going to say, buy vinyl and paper comics.
Yeah. And if your vinyl comes with a digital copy, that's awesome.
Yes, that's cool. That's cool too.
As
But
long
you gotta
as
have
bought the
both.
vinyl.
I'm a purist.
All right, well, I'm JD, and you can't see me.
I'm Ricky.
Patty.
Tanya.
And good night.
Night.
Bye.
Mwah.